Hello and welcome back to more Pathways into Darkness with Rampancy.net. I'm Nargajan,
And I'm Jail.
and that's all there is of us today. Actually, unfortunately, here as we will say here, we're not going to have. Oops, sorry, that's the wrong thing. I wanted this. There's no Black Star right now, and there's no Leah Crow today. Basically, Black Star had a problem with his computer, and Leah has a headache. So it's just me and Jail. Jail's going to be playing, and I will be voicing Nazis, if there are any Nazis. We'll see.
Or Americans. They're
Yeah. Well, there's some overlap in that Venn diagram.
So
unfortunately.
When we last left off, Leah was able to fight that fiery beast that killed a lot of our fellow soldiers. And through that passageway, she was able to recover the radio beacon and learn that the code was changed on the bomb, and we now have the changed code.
Oh, do we have the change code? Because I don't remember the change code. I have to look at the video.
No worries, I'm sure we'll get it. And of course, the actual code is in the manual, so read the manual and then just remove the first 3 digits with the new digits, and we should be set.
But you got the 3 digits, right? Because I don't remember what they were.
I got the 3 digits.
Okay. By the way, I don't know if we checked it before. Are we getting sound from your game? I know you haven't done anything yet, so there hasn't been any sound, but I think we didn't test it.
All right, let me see if I can find the sacrificial.
Yeah, do something that's not gonna do something that won't cost ammo. Okay, no, I'm not hearing anything.
Okay, stand by.
Yep.
MS Microsoft capture.
Oh, Crew was in the chat. Hi, Reduced Crew. Glad to check this live again. Thank you for joining us. And hopefully we'll be back next weekend, and hopefully we'll have a full crew complement for that stream. Yes. Stream is getting the background music. I think you're just behind Deca because the music's not playing.
Application, Pathways into Darkness. Okay. Let me try this.
Yeah, we didn't hear the gun. I didn't hear the gun. And if I didn't hear it, then nobody can hear it. Yeah, I'm not even getting that to hear.
Okay. Let me check one little thing.
Sure.
macOS audio capture.
So just to talk other unrelated Bungie stuff, I did come across a mention of a YouTube channel that I wasn't aware of before.
Okay.
Let's see if I can find. I think if I look at this up on my phone, it'll be faster.
Let me see if resetting this does anything. I'll be right back.
Okay. Ooh, big update to Little Kitty Bit City. Let's check out what's in that. And I'm sure there's a lot of stuff going on in No Man's Sky that we haven't caught up with recently too. Like we haven't played that in like what, a year now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I heard that.
Oh, we got it.
Yep. All okay, right. Great, cool. All right. Anyway, I think it was Lisa. I want to say Lisa Fry.
I could go with that. Who's Lisa Fry?
She was a game producer who worked at Microsoft and a bunch of other places, was one of the producers that was working on Gears of War, was being recruited by Bungie during the Halo 2 crunch.
Oh.
But who's her daddy?
And has had some...
Hey!
I think that name is not right because I'm not finding...
Were you able to troubleshoot it to success, Black Star?
Well, tell me who your daddy is.
Oh, well, you sound like you're coming from a proper computer.
That's right.
All right, let me put you on screen
tell
there.
Who your daddy is.
I'm your daddy.
All right. So what was it?
You got my camera?
Yeah, yep, you're up.
Yay!
All right.
I think there's some kind of a weird booting issue that when my Rode is plugged in and I accidentally leave the second USB in, it kills booting. That's the only thing I can think of.
That would be weird. Okay,
No idea.
apparently the name I was
where are we
searching
at?
for.
What did I miss?
The name I was searching for was Laura Fryer. So it's Laura Fryer.
Is she the one that just posted a video on Bungie?
She did. Yeah, she's posted a few talking about Marathon and about art theft and about other stuff. And I like it because she's like definitely doing business side stuff, not just.
Well, she seemed very professional,
yes.
and all I had to do was laugh, saying, "You do know what company we're talking about, right?"
Yeah. Well, but she interviewed with them, and she was literally talking about like, while I was interviewed by them while they were doing Halo 2, and they were all kind of disorganized, and they couldn't make a decision or make me an offer in a timely manner. And I talked
they were unprofessional, and she went to Gears of War instead.
Yes, she talked to the guys at Microsoft who were dealing with both Bungie and Epic, and they said you should go work with
You should go to work for Gears. Absolutely.
Like, and the other thing is, and I'm sorry, this is a terrible thing. I had just Rambers in the chat and Shane. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
She also looks and sounds remarkably like the VC character in Silicon Valley.
I didn't think about it until you just said it now.
Yes, but now I think you watch her videos, you won't be able to forget it.
I'm not going to be able to see her any different.
Yep,
Thank you for that.
Sorry.
That's not good, but okay. Oh, and I'm sorry. My voice is very cold. I didn't have a chance to warm up. Literally 15 minutes before start, my rig wouldn't turn on. I don't know what they told you, but yeah,
Wait till you were having a computer problem and Leah has a headache.
Oh, man. Oh, panic attack. Well, yeah, because I use this for work too. And Jail's just like, that's okay. I'm like, wow, thanks for the
yellow crystal for these guys, right? Is the yellow crystal to defeat to just survive the earthquake, or is it to literally get rid of these characters?
I think you're talking about the green crystal, right?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's a green crystal I just acquired a few seconds ago. And I'm going to test it out right.
That's awful. You destroyed that man's.
Maybe I just knocked him out. There's no blood.
Would we expect any different? I mean, come on, this is a shooty game.
Also, I think Leah said in the last episode that like, oh yeah, like these are like the only living things that are down here. And then I was like, but isn't everything down here kind of like hallucinated or summoned into existence by the dreaming god? Like, are they real?
Well, I feel like these might be people who have been mentally influenced by the dreaming god and are down here, and they're using like an extension of its power to protect it.
I don't know. That's weird. Where did that person come from? And these other things are like clearly not from Earth. So like, I thought these were all manifestations of the dreaming god. So like they didn't walk here, like they just appear here.
They just showed up one day. It just didn't make any sense. Shane
Blackstar
wanted to know, do we know where the green crystal is?
So Blackstar, did you see the new toy?
What new toy? Whose new toy?
So
Your new toy? Did you get a new toy?
Sort of.
Oh my God. Wait a minute. Jail spent. Oh my God. He got the next Nintendo Switch.
Oh well, no. Jail got that as a toy. He was playing that before, but no. My new toy was just explaining that like, see, you weren't going to be here, and that Leah was not going to be here.
So you're making like X replacement animations.
I was just like, I had never, the latest version of VMix has a telestrator feature, and I had just never turned it on. So I was like, let's see what this does.
So I'm expecting sound effects and a wah wah sound or an eh. Oh no, you should use the X on Family Feud.
Yes, yeah, that would go well.
Oh my God. Actually, if we ever do like a game show segment, that would probably be good. Well, to be honest, you know what was hysterical? And this is really weird. I mean, do you watch Red Letter Media very much?
I used to watch them more often. Not as much anymore.
Yeah, I watch them all the time. And apparently one of their most successful series is actually them doing a pseudo game show about Star Trek Next Generation lore. And
I hadn't seen that. I mean, I had seen the wheel where they picked the bad VHS tape to watch.
Yes, best of the worst. Stuff. Yep. They do that a
Right.
lot. But no, they've actually done a trivia. In fact, 2 or 3, I think. And they're apparently been like super hits. In fact, everyone's like screaming for them to do more. And they're like, we don't want to turn into a Star Trek The Next Generation game show. Yet everyone would tune in to watch. You know, it's hysterical.
All right. We got another entity here. It's individuals, and note its scream. It has a very peculiar scream.
Oh yeah, I got to turn on sound because I can't hear any of this.
Okay, I need a
Yeah, I
rest.
haven't felt bad about killing anything in this game until we got this crystal and started using it for these guys, which are what, Sentinels, I think? Yeah, Sentinel is what the X log says. Oh, and I love it. Modern Mac OS puts one of those little your screen is being captured icons on each individual window that Pathways creates. I hadn't noticed that before, but it puts them on all of them.
That's highly disruptive. In fact, I didn't like the way NDI's handling inputs on their cam settings. It's like they've got this pop-up window you can't get rid of that shows you the preview of the camera, and there's no way to mute it, turn it off, or minimize it. You literally just have to dump it to the dock. And I'm like, I don't want this running in the background all the time, sucking up resources. Why is this a thing?
I don't know.
All right.
Like I said, though, I don't know where NDI's market niche is going to be.
Amber, computer problems. Rampancy net confirmed. Yeah, we still got to get those T-shirts. You know, come for the IP, stay for the IT.
Yeah, I know. If I don't feel great about wearing any of my Bungie shirts, I guess we have to have our own shirts.
Hey, you know, I told you I want the one that says marathon, THONG, and underneath it says plagiarism will make me God. That I think would be a huge hit. But the funny thing is, in that video, she talks about everything that is not going to come to pass. And what's really funny is that all these people, and it's not just her, so I don't want people thinking I'm ganging up, but literally out of the, and I want to say conservatively, a dozen or more people who have all commented on it, who are all either fans, players, or community people in either Destiny, Halo, Bungie, or what have you, all have commented to Bungie as if it's an entity that has to make a decision about itself to achieve or to do a certain thing to get it back to where it was in the light of everyone. And I keep asking myself, who do you think this fictional Bungie is? Because right now, the Bungie that is none of the people anybody knew growing up. They have either are the left or canned. And the current echelon is Pete Parsons and his cronies. And Pete Parsons is going to do what Pete Parsons has always done, which is take care of Pete Parsons. So no one's going to like guilt him or suggest to him or, you know, persuade or influence him to do anything that is against his own best financial interests. So all this speculation of all the step-by-step how-tos and what-tos, and of course her video was very professional, very laid out, very normal, but I felt like it was really, really wasted on a deaf audience that is not listening or would care, because all they can look at is the numbers going up in their bank account. And they're counting down the days in 2026 when they can bail on Marathon, collect whatever deal they're getting that's being held by Sony, and pull that golden parachute. That's the plan. So anything that is going to come in way of that is not going to happen. And all the things that she suggested, having people report to so-and-so, have people be really nice and accurate, nobody plagiarizing things, people doing their jobs correctly and on time, yada, 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 is great in an ideal world when you're the one in charge and putting the right people in place. But it's not the subpar staffing ineptitude that is the issue. Or should I say not the total issue?
Well, not entirely. Not the only
there
issue.
are smatterings of ineptitude around the company massively, but there's also ones that are all in their own camp. HR apparently was doing everything that HR needed to do to make sure HR people was getting their bonuses.
Dale's gone back to playing his Switch, so I think we've got to let him play the game.
Oh, no, he can play all he wants. I'm not stopping him.
Well, the thing is, we're at a point where I need Narcogen, Blackstar.
Really?
Well,
Am I?
by all means.
I don't know what that's going to help, but go ahead.
Oh, Decca saying, welcome. Hi, Decca. Yes, thank you.
We have a dead American soldier here.
Oh, all right. You're right. Okay, that actually am.
Another one.
Let's go. Let's talk. Let's see. You see a dead ghast, yellow
let's
crystal.
see who
blah, blah,
this
blah.
is.
All right, yeah.
Now, did we consult? the
Hey,
Book of
welcome back
Mormons?
from the dead. I was wondering why you weren't around when I showed up. Is everybody else dead? I thought so.
Okay. Hey, buddy. What's your name?
Okay, so welcome. Oh, name. This is Greg, dude. I guess it's hard to recognize me in this state. That's okay. Okay, so this would be Greg Kirkpatrick, writer
And
of
he was the
Marathon.
one that had the bomb.
No,
But I
Greg had
checked
the
his
bomb.
inventory.
He doesn't have the bomb.
I just checked his inventory and he didn't have it.
Uh-oh, no, he's lost the bomb.
Okay, let's see. Shall I?
Death. We
what
can
do
ask
I say?
him.
Welcome?
Death is also one of the triggers, right? Welcome. Okay, yeah. Death. Those spider things were all around me, but I didn't stop firing until I ran out of bullets. And something hit me like a dishwasher. It must have been one of those zombies. That is a very specific reference.
Yeah, kind of.
Dishwasher. Not like a truck or a ton of bricks.
No.
Or dishwasher.
Or like a water balloon, even. A dishwasher.
Yeah, dishwasher.
Mm.
I don't know. Ask dishwasher. Ask about dishwasher. Yeah, like a dishwasher dropped from 3 stories or something. I don't even remember getting hit before that. I was spanking them until I died. Oh, he was okay. I was
Wait. Spanking him or
I was spanking it when I died.
Well, that's just it. I'm like, we need to clarify this.
Rip to me. All right.
Poor guy. Spanking.
I mean,
Oh,
there's a
God.
really distinct and important
You're
difference
not making
between
any
rim
sense.
shot and rim job. So,
We're not here to
we
kink
wanna be
shame.
accurate here.
Okay. Say that again.
Okay,
Can we
how
ask him about
about
the bomb?
Bomb.
Are you in fact the bomb? I hid the bomb inside one of these exploding pods directly south of here, right before I died. Somehow it just enveloped it without blowing up. Oh, so a pod ate the bomb. I'm sure that's great. I'm sure
Wow.
that's fine.
Nom, nom.
Pod. I think the pods are triggered by heat, which is why the bomb, or the monsters for don't matter, don't set them off. See, monsters aren't real. They don't generate heat.
Mhm.
They're cold-blooded monsters. Does that include the
Cold.
guys in the turbans?
Does
Are they
that-
monsters?
Wait a minute. Does that
I don't
exclude the
know.
warm-blooded monsters?
I can't.
I don't know.
Let's put a pod. I put a pod on them, but the pod would explode the more I
Do
get.
we-
And also,
do
is
we
the
know if
bomb going to
skitters are
explode if the
warm-blooded or not?
pod explodes?
Decca says, or they're dead.
Okay. Anything else of interest we can ask him
Shane's like,
before
it's only
we
a
try
nuke.
to?
Pods are triggered by heat. Ask heat. Ask about heat. Gonna say nothing.
Yep, that same thing.
Okay. I haven't looked up. Let me do a lookup and see
Okay.
if there are any triggers that we're missing.
Let him do a looky look.
Well. Looky.
Mm-hmm. Oh, do you guys watch the Criterion Collection at all? I'm assuming Jail.
Oh,
might.
heck.
Wait, you mean the
Oh, heck
streaming
yes,
channel?
I got a Criterion Collection right.
Well, their
see.
YouTube channel, because occasionally they have
This
these
row.
little clips of the Criterion Closet collection where they have people talk about their favorite picks and they get to pick out the DVDs and Blu-rays and then take them home in a little baggie.
This row I'm pointing to right now, that's all my Criterion Collection right now.
No, but I mean the YouTube channel. Do you watch their vids?
Of course,
Oh.
I watch their vids.
Okay,
I
so
love
I
the
don't.
people who visit the Criterion channel.
Okay, sweet. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about then. Narc, have you ever? See, that's the
No.
thing. Okay, see, I'm gonna show you at some point, or I'm gonna send you some links to give you an idea what it is. But Jail knows exactly what I'm talking about. And here's the thing: anybody who's watched those videos, I am absolutely dying to make a spoof of that because it would be absolutely the simplest thing in the world. Because all they do is they take a static camera shot
Mhm.
amidst this little U-shaped section of a shelving system that's just full of DVDs and Blu-rays. That's it. And it's called the Criterion Closet. And famous people, you know, in the industry, actors, directors, writers, producers, they all come and they talk about their favorite films and pull them off the thing. I would pay money to have somebody start pulling off adult films and talking about them. I think that would be the funniest thing in the world to have somebody come up and say, oh, Debbie Does Dallas 78. This is a classic. I mean, I swear to God, I would pay money to see that. if somebody would actually do that.
Just look up interviews with the director of Anora.
Oh yeah. I've seen that one.
But yes,
I can never find the site I'm looking for when I want it. I
know, right? It's you gotta surf online in front of everyone, and you can never find it.
Yeah, because I keep thinking that these transcripts are at pid.bungie.org, but then when I go there, it's never there, and the site is like something else, or it's part of the forum thread or something,
or it's changed, or what you saved doesn't work, or the link is dead, or happens to me all the time.
I vote for bookmarking it if you do find it again.
Have you seen John Lithgow's closet picks? That's a good one.
No.
Oh yeah, John Lithgow's a good one.
The Ben Affleck was amazing because he points out a hard truth. His best work was doing the commentary for the Armageddon.
The Armageddon one, yes. He talks to Michael Bay, goes, "Hey, why is it easier to have oil drinkers get up than teaching astronauts how to drill?" And Michael Bay says, "Fuck you, that's why."
Oh, and Michael Bay is unhinged in that commentary track.
He's always been unhinged. He's never been hinged. All right.
But unlike a lot of times, he actually apologizes for how unhinged he is.
The apology is when the cocaine wears off, and the rest of the time is when the cocaine is in full force.
Okay.
All right. What do you got for me?
Ask him about zombie. Okay, man, I hate those zombie things. You gotta nail them as soon as they appear to stop them from causing an earthquake. They can use that power even when they can't see you, so watch out. Which is weird, right? Because that enemy is not a zombie. That enemy is called a sentinel. Ask him about sentinel.
Yeah, but do they know the distinction or difference, and how in the game would they?
No, sentinel has an L, E-L.
I knew it. It. Sentinel?
No, I mean thematically. I mean, these guys are running around in a dungeon.
N-E-L.
I doubt they have name tags.
No, see, so that's the real name of the enemy.
None of them would.
Which is displayed in the messages where you see a dead sentinel. And the zombies are a different enemy. They're not the ones that do the earthquakes. So you wouldn't be able to reach this point in the game without already finding that out. So it's kind of weird.
Right. Well, like I said, it's either badly written in the game or just bad written in the universe.
I wouldn't have called them zombies to begin with.
Yeah, like a dishwasher. It must be one of those zombies.
Did you bookmark it?
Okay, Jason. Yeah, it is part of that, but it's just you can't find it by it's just a link in the long link. It's not actually part of PID itself. It's
my God
file. Try asking about Jason.
Jason?
Yes.
Or you could just type in Jones.
Not making
maybe that'll work.
There's a fragment of dialogue that is not part of that's added on to what we just heard, but is not. I think there's something missing here. Try spider.
Ooh, that's good.
Oh my God,
Spiders,
he's quoting a death screen.
Shane wants to know, like, R-rated movies or XXX? No, I'm talking full XXX. I'm talking literally straight up prawn.
Let's ask about the beacon. We already have the beacon, but I might as well
bring home the beacon.
What he says. I don't have a beacon. I got cut off from the rest of the group 2 levels ago, and they had all 3. I hope you found one. You'll need it.
So I guess we're presuming the other 2 beacons just burned to ash.
Here's the code. Did you find Steven? Try Steven. Steven changed the code after you were lost, but I never knew what it was. Did you find Steven? Did he tell you? Yeah, because I guess you could, because there's non-linearity, you could have found him and the bomb before you found the beacon, and then you'd have to go and backtrack.
Or worse yet, you could never have found Steven at all by the time you got to the objective.
Yeah. There's a fragment in the middle of this conversation that talks about Street Fighter, but it doesn't say what the trigger is, so I don't know. Just try Street.
do you have to be a fan of the game
I
to know
found
the?
it.
Yeah,
It was
yeah, here you go.
Street.
Man, I'll never get to play Street Fighter again. But Jason always beat me after I got that big bruise on my brain, so I guess it's no big loss.
Oh my,
See, they always incorporate
Okay.
games that they love or play during the development time.
my Street Fighter canon in the Marathon universe.
Yeah,
I am
that-
so happy.
That's weird. And I would never have even known that if we hadn't been reading this, because I don't know how this gets triggered unless it's just a continuation of him talking about his death and the dishwasher, which is also weird.
Hey, you know what's really weird is the fact the military doesn't have cat tags.
Mm.
They say they're an equal opportunity employer.
Try ninja.
Ah,
Ninjas too, they're everywhere. Yeah, so he says spiders, they're everywhere, can't stand them, and he also says ninjas too, they're everywhere. But I don't know
Type
what
in
you were
grunts.
what was supposed to prompt you to say that, because he doesn't seem to mention these things unless you
No.
mention them.
I think this is just hidden dialogue that they put in for themselves that they could prompt to impress.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
it
yeah,
makes
well,
sense.
or titillate, or I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
impress is a
I
stretch.
don't mind it. I mean, it's not intrusive.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess we're supposed to go down to the next
He
level.
said south, yes.
And yeah, we have to get the bomb out of the pod, which is south of here.
Yeah, Shane
Yeah,
Bishop's
yep,
like
we're
cat
going
tags.
south.
Yeah,
Cat tags?
we have dog tags. Why don't we have cat tags? Fair is fair.
Well, they're all microchips now. So no, wait.
Exactly.
What about that pod? Or maybe this one?
Oh, you want? Let's
No,
see.
no. I mean, that makes
All right.
sense. That one's more direct south, but this was closer. So I don't know.
Are you saying
Let's
all
see,
pods look
and
alike?
This one is is in a room to itself, so it's like okay.
Yeah, you're
All
right.
right.
That other one looks more special. You go ahead to do that one.
All right. Let's see. This is like 2 health. I'm going to sacrifice. Everyone, hold your breath. Ow!
How long do I gotta do it?
Ah!
Oh,
Where the heck did you come from?
oh,
I don't know, Mr.
yeah.
Nuclear device.
So
You knew
was
something
most of
was gonna
that
come up
damage
behind you
from
the moment you triggered it.
most of that damage was from the explosion or from the skitter?
I think it was from the skeeter.
Do we have a potion?
Okay, let's see if that
We have several.
whoa.
It says you
Well,
see the
is that
nuclear
it?
device. Oh, there it is.
We're down 2/3.
Jeez. That is
It's really
tiny.
small. I mean, that's smaller than a Switch 2. But then
It
again,
is smaller than a Switch 2.
lots of things are smaller than the Switch 2 because the Switch 2 is huge. Nuclear
Yay!
device taken. Okay. Your mission is to arm the bomb as low in the catacombs as possible, and you don't think this is the lowest you'll be able to descend, so you have to go lower.
How low can you
Lower.
go?
Okay, let's see. Go ahead to this. Got more magazines. All right, let's get out of here. No more pod stepping. I'm done with these things.
Oh, Shane Bishop's
Okay.
asked, by the way, if you're going to be playing Lucasfilm games, will you be playing The Force Unleashed? Well, we do have it in the retro collection now, so that may be a distinct possibility. Question is, which version for which system would be best? If anyone
I
has any
don't know.
favorites, leave in the comments below.
Star Killer is one of my most least liked protagonists in a Star Wars game.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Plus, he brings down a Star Destroyer with the Force, and they think Luke Skywalker is the ultimate special Force user.
To be honest, ever since Mandalorian, I've been very
Ah!
uh,
Where is he? Where is he?
non plus on Force users. They seem kind of ancillary now. Before they were the penultimate. Now to me they're just like, a hood ornament.
I think it's time we inform the Sith that our ability to use the Force is diminished.
Yeah, kinda.
How?
It's like every time, and especially with Obi-Wan, I don't know if you saw the Obi-Wan series, but they had a bunch of different
Saw a
scenes
bit
of
of it.
Vader being incredibly OP, doing all these things that you've never seen him do before or since. And you ask yourself, if you can be doing this, why aren't you doing it here,
Yes.
here, and here?
Yes, they completely rob
So
the original films of all the weight and stakes when you're like, oh, he's choking a guy from a few feet away. Wow.
He's choking a guy remote in another spaceship.
like
you know
in another
It's
star
like,
system.
Yep.
Okay, you're right. I'm force projecting myself across galaxies here, and I'm like, if we had this power, why weren't we doing this before?
But are we just being selective there? Because, like, for instance, like Vader's ability to like move stuff with his mind is greatly expanded, even just in Empire, right? In the final confrontation fight, all this stuff he's throwing around the room. That's more than we ever saw him do up to that point. And that lightsaber duel looks better than the one at the end of A New Hope. And the ones in the prequels, of course, are vastly different from all the ones in the original film. So this escalation has always been there. But maybe it just comes to a breaking point where...
Of all the things in the original film to fix, why wasn't the first lightsaber duel one of them? Because there's a guy online that made this thing called Scene 38. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yes, I have seen that.
It's epic. I want to say that is 90% fantastic. If you would just trim a couple of the really goofy things out of it, you could have dropped that thing in with the correct audio and it would have been great.
Sleepy.
Decca says, love the gameplay, hate the character. Yeah, Luke broadcasts an illusion of himself, accurate enough to fool scanners across light years, and I'm never letting anyone forget that. Yeah, that to me is the jump the shark / nuke the fridge / force project scene of
and
completely gone.
Amber answered the question about the dishwasher. This was a Greg Kirkpatrick reference. Apparently, he hit his head on one, and it became an inside Bungie joke. I'm like, I figured it was too specific to not be intentional, because no one's just gonna say, "Yeah, hit me like a dishwasher." That's like not a thing people say.
Right. Well, yeah, Bishop says Vader choked someone remotely in the original trilogy. Yeah, that's my point. He could do that then. Why didn't he do it all the other times when that would have been useful?
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So I'm not...
Again, beginning of Empire. Although, right?
So I'm not dumping on just the new films.
Yeah,
there's
for
all
the
kinds
audience,
of things
though,
throughout the series.
For the audience, what I would say is that he's choking somebody he's talking to remotely, so he can see him. And I don't know if it was their intention, but I always kind of interpreted that like you needed to see him. Like, in other words, that he was able to do that because he could see the guy he was doing it to.
Right.
Now,
of course, that just means that he could do it every time he fires up AT&T and makes a phone call. So.
But it doesn't mean that you can't like do a Thanos snap and make a whole planet of people disappear because you want it, or maybe he could. It gets ridiculous at some point.
He's grabbing and ripping out spaceships. He's instantly snapping people's necks. And if that was the case, then why didn't he do it to a whole bunch of other people that he had to fight or deal with before? If he could just like go, tweet, snap the neck, you're dead. Not to mention, if you really have that kind of force power where you could like stop a spaceship mid takeoff, you mean to tell me you couldn't squish somebody's really small carotid artery to the point where their brain would starve of oxygen and die?
Why didn't he stop the Millennium Falcon when it shot out of the Hoth base?
So
he was right there.
Yeah, there's all kinds of inconsistencies if you delve deep enough. So
I think
not just the later films.
Yeah, my bigger problem with Obi-Wan wasn't any of those problems, although those problems are real. I think it was more of a question that no, actually, that was the part I liked.
That chase scene with Leia at the beginning? Are you serious? That was
actually
the worst scene ever.
All of the Obi-Wan and Leia stuff I liked better. When they wandered away from that, I didn't care. But when they came to the confrontation with Vader, I'm like, to me, I really liked the idea that there had been a confrontation between them a long time ago, where basically what happened to Vader led to him becoming Vader. Of course, they show that now in the prequels, and you can like that or dislike that, but fine, whatever. It was what it was. And my impression basically was, then they don't see each other until we see them in the finale of the first, in A New Hope. And now by putting a bunch of shenanigans in the middle,
right,
it robs that fight of its stakes, really.
Well, it's one of those things where he ends at points because the series hadn't been fleshed out ahead of time.
By the way, we're gonna die. We have 0.8.
I suggested a potion. Okay. Where plot and story have to coincide correctly, and he's painted himself into several weird corners, and it turns into a really strange game. You might want to watch
the resting tale. Those points. I don't know how much time we have.
It's just we're Tuesday morning. It's Friday when we all die.
Is it? Okay. I hadn't really been paying attention to that so far.
Yeah, Leah was
And I'm
paying
being
attention to the
quite
running clock.
I'm being quite selective about
Bishop
I'm
asks,
taking
goes,
every advantage with the
wasn't
cedar box.
Vader / Anakin supposed to be weaker after Mustafar? And see, the whole timeline and whatnot in what's official canon, I couldn't really say because there've been, you know, the extra books and the stories and comics and the, you know, cartoons and all kinds of fun stuff. So, in fact, I haven't gone through the Clone Wars, either the movie or the series yet. I just got through. Oh man,
Nice dodge.
Let me look here real quick.
I went through
Oh.
Bad Batch before I even watched a single episode of Clone Wars.
I love Bad Batch. Yeah, I saw Bad Batch before I saw a lot of the other ones.
Okay. Enough of this.
Okay, you've killed me. Stop.
Yes, I am awesome. Quit making me prove it. Yeah, I think these Sentinels are my
Okay.
most hated enemy here.
To me, they're just weird. They're the one they look completely out of place. Like there's a wide variety of art styles in the monsters and stuff, but to me, they're the ones that's like, oh, really? Why did you? Like a guy who's met a guy in vaguely ethnic, you know, non-specific ethnic costume, sitting.
Oh, you talk about the ones that just sit
Yeah,
there? I was talking
Sentinels.
about the Earthquakers.
Yeah, that's them. They're the
these
ones
guys
doing
don't
the
do-
earthquake. Aren't they?
These guys?
Yeah,
No.
I thought they were. Did they just block
just-
your way?
That's all they do.
Oh, okay. I thought they also triggered the earthquakes.
No, if you run into them,
No,
they do that.
It's the zombies. These are alternate colored zombies. Like, you know, they have the green four that are melee and the orange four that are
all right.
range.
I think
And
we
they
encountered these guys around the same time, and so I thought they were doing the earthquakes. So that means my whole thing about the zombies versus sentinels thing is all ridiculous because I was just wrong.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool.
Anyway, so yeah, I also, let's see, I haven't finished Star Wars Vintage. I love Skeleton Crew. Underworld was good. I loved Rebels. I think I finished Tales of the Empire and Tales of the Jedi.
Oh my god.
Oh, I haven't seen Resistance yet. Is Resistance any good? I heard mixed things.
Resistance was limited to what? Because that takes place in the new trilogy era.
In the new era.
And they were highly restrictive on what they could and could not do.
Well, see, that's what I mean. They keep painting themselves into corners because this whole story isn't fleshed out and they're making up it as they go. And when they don't do things linearly, they really screw themselves. So,
Oh, we got a locked door here. Wonder what that one's all about.
but yeah, the show / series for Clone Wars, I have not seen either. I heard the movie was terrible and some people love the show. Deca says Resistance was mixed. Okay. I had a feeling. They keep also changing art styles, which is weird because I like the art style they had for Bad Batch. I like the art style for Rebels. I like the art style for Tales of the Underworld. So it's like they've got a good art style. People like it. It's successful. Why can't we just stick to one?
Okay, anyone got any knockout jokes?
No.
I don't either.
Yeah, Deca says there was some great stuff, but you had to get through some really bad molasses. That's true of every
Let's see.
series. You know, I don't mind giving somebody a season if they finally sort their stuff out. I mean, Next Gen and a bunch of other modern series all went through the same thing. It's nothing new. Oh, and I forgot to say.
I think you could just shoot them. I don't think you need to press into the room
No,
quite that
no, you
aggressively.
don't.
But okay.
Ugh. Well, yeah, you never know when there might be something in the room that will help you. Okay, we got a rune. That's good.
I think you want to heal before you save, though, right?
Yeah, let's see. Magazines. I think I'm really getting stocked on this stuff.
Have either of you guys watched the YouTube channel Legendary Drops?
Also
If I
no.
did, it was just in passing.
Okay. Well, he has a couple of Great vids.
Yeah, those are the earthquakers. They're just like the
Okay.
zombies, but they wear different colors.
All right. Yeah. See, I did not notice the difference between the two of them. So when we saw the earthquakes and a new enemy, I didn't think it was the enemy that was a palette swap for an existing one. I was looking at the sentinels.
The enemy
No
of my
problem.
enemy is my bud.
Oh man, I just realized I don't have a Hulu account, so now the new Predator animated anthology is locked to me.
Bastards!
Oh well. I mean,
I mean, it's like Predator is finally making a comeback, and the thing is getting great reviews.
Oh, I am looking forward to that. I've heard good stuff.
Ah,
In fact, the new guy that's been heading a lot of the Predator stuff is fantastic. You know, he's the one who did Prey, and he's also doing another one.
Prey was very good.
yep.
Prey was excellent. Dude, Mom loved Prey. Okay? Mom
Also,
loved
though,
Prey.
there's
That's how
just
good it was.
too much stuff that's called Prey. That's
Yes.
not related to any of the other stuff called Prey.
Yes,
Very true.
including a video game called Prey that
No, 2 video games called Prey that are
There are
not
2 video
related to
games
each
called
other,
Prey.
Hey.
except
Nope.
by ownership of that name.
Preacher to the choir here. Dude, I cannot tell you, back in college, I had a script idea for a movie that I wanted to call Razor's Edge. And the only feedback I got from anybody is, you can't call it that. Something else is called Razor's Edge.
That's not
And
how
I'm like,
titles work, first of all. At least you
Tell me about it.
You cannot copyright a title.
Yeah. So bottom line is, but literally nobody read it or wanted to deal with anything. They just, no, you can't call it that. I'm like, yes, I can. And I want to push them into the future to say, you think it's bad back in 94. Well, I hate to break it to you, pal, but you fire up any website like IMDb or the TV database
see
and
this,
type in
Leah?
a name and you will
this
get
is what strafing
50
is all
shows
about.
all named the same thing.
Oh God, no! These white hallways are too much. Is that behind me? Yes.
Deca says, it's literally interesting how the temple in South America has a symbology that looks like a mix of Eastern Asian and the occasional Egyptian hieroglyphs.
Yes,
I thought it was supposed to be
I
Mayan.
keep thinking.
Darn it,
I keep
darn
thinking we're in a Japanese market. I keep looking at these signs.
Wasn't it supposed to be like Mayan or from Tenochtitlan or, you know, one of those
I don't
other
know. I think
ancient
the
South
problem
American?
is it's so low res. It's hard to tell. But it looks more Asian to me, and
God.
I don't think it's really. Oh, you've died in an earthquake. I think maybe the other part of it is that the green crystal that kills the sentinels makes the same sound effect as the earthquake,
Oh,
Yes.
so that makes it confusing.
so that connected it.
Get out of the way. That is such a weird scream.
It is. It's a weird little sound. I should see what sound.
I'm just
effects we can
running
pull
since
out of
there
the
is
resource work.
nothing. Gosh darn it! That because they can't see them when they're earthquaking you.
They came from behind.
All right, anyone
Oh,
else
you need-
want some? Because I'm dying here.
Yeah, you're really low, man.
Crap.
Oh,
You see that little red bar?
jeez.
That's right. You
Yeah.
can't see the little red bar because you're dead.
Mhm. Yeah,
Getting
they
hit
come
from
out of
behind?
both of those rooms at the same time.
And from behind.
Oh, is the one behind you too?
I
There
know what
was.
this game needs. It needs dual wielding. It'll be twice
Oh,
the
thank
fun.
you.
Probably would help,
I
actually.
mean,
That's our
It would-
problem. It's dual wielding. That'll fix everything.
Okay.
What if it breaks the
Knock
flamethrower?
knock. I said knock.
Nah, everything breaks the flamethrower.
I was going through a bunch of old CDRWs and stuff, just getting ready to
Oh.
copy stuff over onto BDXLs, and I happened to find a screen grab I had saved from the old Bungie webcam,
Oh,
when
God.
the image on it was the cover of the book called Integrity. I had half a mind to post it to social media and say, maybe time for a reread, guys.
Oh,
Oh, come on. Now, what
I know.
did they have at the front of their offices? Something about don't steal or something that was on one of the
These days,
billboards with their
probably the Steve Jobs quote that
game
says,
listings.
it says that, you know, what is it? Good artists,
Here's
good
to
artists
the-
borrow, great artists
great artists
great
steal.
artist steal.
Well, the funny thing
I don't
is,
think that's what he meant, but okay.
No. Well, even Google had this big thing about don't be evil. That's been removed.
No, they literally repealed that policy.
Yeah, completely. So yeah,
It's too restricting.
all these high-minded startups, and suddenly when they start bringing in bucks, it's like, yeah, we're going to ignore that. We're going to backpedal. We're not going to deal with that. Well, anyway, I forgot to mention, I think last time I talked about some videos because we had just started on the whole Bungie debacle.
Right.
Legendary drops out a bunch of vids, and I put a link to 3 different ones. Once before the art stuff really hit the fan, one with the art really hitting the fan, and another one recently, just I think a couple days ago, about Activision. I think it was about 3 or 4 days ago.
Scraping the art off of the blades of the fan.
I don't know what it is. I've never seen this guy before until a couple of weeks ago when it came up during my Bungie search, because I've seen over a dozen different videos about it. This guy, though, I swear, you know, I don't agree 100% with everything he always says, but I gotta say, he's the only one that I've heard recently that is as thoughtful, articulate, and well delivered and professional about all of this. And I highly recommend both of you guys watch these when you have some free time. I put all 3 links in the Mumble chat.
Gosh dang it, where are these guys coming from?
It is interesting to see some of the creators who were kind of in on the ground floor of New Marathon, you know, who got the creator packages, who got access to the alpha, who got, you know, who went there and got tours and stuff like that. Now kind of saying, oh, but everybody's talking about cancellation or delays and stuff, and they're jumping the gun, and they're just being haters, and, you know, why are you hating? All this
They're
stuff.
protecting their own brand interest in media that they've got to produce for the next 5 years. They all hope that they were going to be getting Destiny Chapter 3 here. And I don't know what it is, but they flat out said Destiny 3 is not going to be a thing. And everyone, now that they're dumping that Marathon is not going to be a thing, everyone's saying, so when's D3 coming out? It's like, never, guys.
Well, I think people just wanted a different game that they could play. They wouldn't be perceived as becoming a variety streamer, because everybody wants to avoid that, but neither do they want to keep playing the same game. Like Data keeps playing all the time. Like, I would love to play something else, but you guys punish me every time I play something else, so I guess we're doing this. And then he's also just like, Marathon's PvP is not my thing. So like,
yeah, well, see, that's the thing.
Look at how much of this area we've traversed.
Yep, that's the area.
Everything in perspective.
Are you going to fill out that bottom right hand corner, or are we just going up?
No, okay, we're going to presume that's a wall.
Are we going up or right?
I'm sure there's a room full of gold bars there.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I literally did not want to be a, quote, Destiny channel. I didn't want to be an any game channel. I wanted to be an every game channel.
Yeah, I mean, like, Destiny was just the, like, hey, let's play all the Bungie games up to Destiny on the way to Destiny. But the idea wasn't then to say, and then we only play Destiny from then on.
Right.
But I honestly didn't think, I didn't necessarily know or think that Destiny would still be a thing at this point.
I had faith that it was going to carry at least 7. I had a feeling it was going to self-implode or self-destruct before they got to 10. 10 always seemed like a big stretch. And now that we're here, it's like, wow, they're still trying to milk that sucker hard. So bottom line is, I think one of their major issues that they should have done was they really had a super high ambition. They did not account for wanting a 3rd, as opposed to just, well, we have to fix 1, so finally we go with 2, and then 2 is just going to be a live service that just lasts forever. I think what they should have done instead of vaulting was retire 2, shove everything off to one side and say, okay, this is what we've done so far, that's 2.
Yeah.
Everything after that, that's 3.
I think it was too much of a mess. What I'm kind of been surprised
it was totally
that they haven't,
a mess, but again, they should have accounted before the mess happened, is my point.
You could have made it a Sony exclusive and then tell Sony to say, look, exempt us from any file size limits you have, so that we'll never vault any destinations or missions again. And you could easily say, like, why would Microsoft give that privilege to Bungie? But Sony owns them. So if that's the barrier, if the barrier to keeping people in Destiny long term is not ever taking away anything you've given them, no missions, no destinations, no weapons, no armor. And again, it's not weapons or armor aren't filling the space, it's the destinations.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, people
But the
losing a
thing
whole
is that
planet, and they're like, that sucks. And it does.
They knew on this treadmill that sooner or later it was going to fill up. It was going to exceed, certain file sizes at some point. Nobody thinks that people have infinite hard drive space. You know what I mean?
I don't know. So I don't know that it did. I think they may have been betrayed again by the way they've handled their tool set, given that they're the only ones using this engine. The only people ever were using it at all were 343, and they're no longer using it.
Right,
we
but
know
they know
that they
how much
had
the expansions
problems.
are. They know how much the raids are. They know the known quantities. It's just nobody added them together.
But I think they just figured internet speeds will go up, hard drives prices will go down. I think they just figured by the time we get to, the problem where we're beyond the limit we currently have, the limit will just be doubled. Like, if vault space was the same as disk space, then they would never have had a problem.
Host it. They're still going to have to send it, and they're still going to get new players for the next 10 years that are all going to have to start from scratch.
Yeah,
so they're going to need all.
I honestly think the file size limit is not even on the client end. I'm not sure it ever really was. I think that's what they said because it made sense to people. I think the problem basically is probably on their end. Probably when it comes time to build the game, it's too slow to do the builds with all the content in it.
Yeah, it
Arcade 47.
That's my point. And that's why there should have been a cutoff. And they said, okay, fine, we're got to do something quote new.
I'm pretty sure the gun doesn't talk. So, I mean, we don't need
you got an AK.
But
all right,
absolutely
now, how much ammo?
The gun. Leave the cannoli, take the gun. I mean, honestly, if you find a cannoli down here, you should leave it. I'm sure that thing's gone bad. I mean,
right, but
there are no fresh cannoli in this pyramid.
You could take the Kalashnikov here and pee on it, and it would probably work. But my question is that's 7.62. How much ammo do you have for that?
Yeah, I don't know.
None.
Okay,
Shane Bishop says, look up a walkthrough for this bit. Okay, that seems like a very specific command. Maybe we should do that.
We should have a T-shirt that says Rampancy. Hold on, we're looking up a walkthrough.
Let's see.
Yeah, we're in this room and none of the doors are opening.
I'd rather be surfing.
You need a key?
There's this body here. There's here.
Oh, there's a guy.
Oh, okay.
Is that
American?
Stevens?
Let's see.
It's hard to tell from his pants.
Let's charge this up. All right, guy, give me some good news.
Okay.
Drum roll.
Does it say?
I know what's going to happen now. You're going to.
Yeah, but I want to know what accent to use. So who did it say we saw? Did it say dead American soldier?
It's an AK-47.
It's a Russian soldier. Oh shit!
No,
now I need to do Russian. Fuck it, hell. All right.
No, it's not Russian.
He's not Russian.
No, I said Kazakh.
Was he Cuban?
The only people who came through here are the Americans, the Nazis, and a Spanish group. This might be the Spanish group that Leah was talking about.
Oh, yeah. But if we're doing it in Spanish impressions, that sounds racist.
Yeah.
You don't feel so comfortable doing that one?
Let me ask him his name.
Yeah, okay. Ask him. My name is Pedro. Okay.
Yes, it is. Okay, so. Oh, this is going to be uncomfortable.
All right. Okay. I'll try to
Cuban?
dial it down.
I would dial it all the way to 0.
I was trapped here like you and suffocated. It was very painful. You should consider the alternatives. The alternatives to what?
Hell.
Like you should leave?
Yeah, I know.
Alternatives?
Oh.
Yeah,
I'll leave that up to your imagination.
Yeah, Dick, it is.
Imagination?
How long is it going to take us to suffocate? Because
it leaves that up to your imagination. Okay.
Also, your red bar is almost
down to nothing. We ask him about his death, right?
He suffocated.
Yes, he suffocated.
Okay. Suffocated.
We're going to do this.
Okay.
The suffocate.
What about the door?
I don't understand you. I know nothing. Long after you've used up all the oxygen in this tiny room, the doors will open, just like they did after I died. They will open and wait for someone else.
So
So
he's
are they
Doors
on
saying
a
we
do
have to
open.
fake our own death.
So we can't.
Oh God,
well,
there's going to be a bunch
I'm,
of them.
Probably.
I'm not. I am. No, I'm not. He died by suffocation. Everyone who's died knows that they're killed by monsters, and especially specific monsters. This
Doors
is not
won't
a this
open
the
for
room.
hours.
So I don't think we should rest in here.
I don't think
So-
we
Yeah,
should.
yeah, I agree.
Well,
Don't do anything
we
yet.
are trapped, are we not?
We are trapped, but he says that the
Okay.
doors will
Oh,
open, but
okay.
only
All
after
right.
we're dead. Okay, so, but I think I got
Okay,
this. I
right.
think I got
Because
this. Let's see.
because in
So we
other
have to
words,
fake
the
our
problem
death.
is the doors are on a timer, and the timer is very long. The
So,
answer
what do we
to this is that there are items we already have that address this issue, but we probably don't know they do because we haven't used them.
More so because Leah's not here to tell us.
Right.
Well, the
Because
only one I remember using was that we haven't used a lot is the red cloak, because that just speeds everything up.
right. Exactly. So in other words, a door that won't open until you're long dead will open sooner.
Where the
if
heck
you're-
is that red cloak?
If you're wearing the red cloak. I just saw it. It was like at the top of the list.
So wait a minute. Does this
And
alter
those
time
are infrared
or-
goggles.
Red-
Oh, there
red
it is.
cloak.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay,
So we're just
okay,
gonna
so-
suffocate that much quicker.
No,
No.
we're gonna speed through the
Although
thing, and
It should do that if you think about it.
Well, see, that's what I mean. It's like, how is this thing working? The details are light.
okay, it's 7:43.
Night,
Watch
night.
it immediately
Pizza.
become Friday and the bomb. We're all
Okay.
dead.
Wow. Your health bar is going up. Your power went down to nada.
Okay, so it's 8:25. Okay, keep going.
I don't think waiting is the way this works though.
My God.
What else do we have?
I want you to stop using up all the time, please.
At least I've got chicken.
Okay, what do we do? I got the cloak on.
But how are your
Okay.
pants? That's the real question.
Okay. 1 minute of game time passes in 30 seconds. So it's a 2-1. There's enough air in the room to last 2 hours, but the room doors won't open for 3. If you wear the cloak for 3 hours, I'm sorry, if you wear the cloak, the 3 hours will pass in half that time and you will survive. Resting at the same time speeds the process up.
Oh, so resting is a solution.
So 3-hour
Yes,
tour.
but
is
but
what
you've
you're
already
saying.
rested way longer than that. So
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
no.
Well, let's get on that.
Wait for it. Oh, there it is. It worked.
All right, cool.
Let's see. I declare this save file. Breathe. Well, I guess
Or,
it's,
or
I guess
as
we
you
should
typed,
say,
breath.
shoot. All right, might as well. Oh,
I honestly don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't understand how you can still be alive. I just don't understand. Understand?
oh,
He did acknowledge that we solved the puzzle, I guess. Understand? I don't understand.
Bye.
Yes, I know you don't understand. Alive? What? Okay.
That was interesting. Up. Naturally, they throw me to the spiders.
Yep.
All right, we're going down. Warning, earthquake zone. I wonder what enemies are going to be in here.
Yeah.
Gripes almighty.
Oh, something
Oh,
behind you?
don't tell me this is.
Oh,
don't
no,
tell
the
me
door
this is
closed
another
behind you.
trapped room.
Probably.
Okay, good. Okay, bad.
If not for
Look
the
at-
courage of the fearless crew, the chicken would be lost. We're still in the room.
Oh.
No, we got out of the room,
Stay there.
and the
Does
zombie was
anyone here
like,
have a-
"Hey, how did you do that?" And we're now down on the next level.
Cool. Now,
Are there any?
can we clone
Oh.
AK-47 ammo?
We don't. Yes,
Do we have
but we
any?
don't currently.
Well, that was
No,
my question
The rifle
before.
was empty.
No, you
The
can't.
rifle was empty.
Okay,
you
so we
can't
need to find
clone-
ammo.
You see it like this? I'm clicking the down arrow.
Yeah, nothing there. Okay.
It doesn't go below.
So it was
Yep.
empty. It was dumped out before they died. So now we got to find somebody that has some ammo. I'm assuming Cuban soldiers are the one that brought the AK since they're down here with the other Cuban soldiers. So presumably another
I
one
don't
might
think
have
that they're-
bullets.
I don't think that they're Cuban.
Wait,
No?
is this?
No, that
Pedro's
was my
not Cuban?
guess.
Oh,
Is this
well,
Is it? Could it be?
it's logical if they came from South America somewhere. Either he would be a South American
AK-47
or
Sabat ammo.
Yeah, I'm
from someplace
assuming
nearby.
it's a group that's more local than the Americans or the Nazis, I guess. But
Oh.
I don't think we've been specifically told.
Sorry,
who
Shane.
they are.
My fried chicken was cooling off. I had to put it in the fridge, so I had to step out for a second.
We got
Oh,
another
okay, well,
body here,
there's-
and we have AK.
There's your
ammo
AK
at
ammo.
last.
Oh, the Sabo
and
mag.
there's
Okay.
and there's another dead soldier.
Putting this here.
Now, what does the message say? Like when you see that body, what is it? How does it describe that body?
Dead person.
Oh, Shane says they
Oh.
are Cuban. Okay, so I was right.
Oh, okay. All right. I had no idea.
I
I think that message is off the bottom of the screen because the last thing I see at the bottom is magazine tape.
Oh, dang. Sorry. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix it.
Yeah, Deca says to put that in the box.
How's
What?
that?
Put what in the box?
The mag, I think.
Oh yeah, the cedar box. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see a dead person.
I
Yeah, it just
reduced
says
the
dead
window
person.
size. It
Okay,
should-
cool. Yeah, so it just says dead person. So I think they just decided to not. Who are you? What's happening? Oh, says Admiral Stockdale. I thought I was dead. Are you just a dream? I haven't seen a living person in years.
Ah. Okay. Hi.
Hello.
Okay. Sorry.
Hi. I don't understand what you mean.
Name.
Hello?
Name right. I think my name is Juan. I can't remember any of my companions' names. Oh, that okay.
How about Pedro?
Pedro was trapped behind a door on a higher level. We tried to get him out, but we couldn't move the door, so we left. I wonder what happened. Yeah, I'm sorry.
He
I
sounds
can't.
like
I
he
can't.
did
I
and
can't
died.
bring myself to do a characterization.
No,
of this.
don't
It
try to
doesn't-
do a Cuban accent.
like
No, that
like
would be too
doing
weird.
doing other Americans just feels fair, and doing Nazis is like, man, who's gonna like-
yeah, who cares about making
like
fun of Nazis?
we're not making fun of Germans. We're making fun of
Right,
Nazis.
We're making fun of Nazis.
They just happen to sound similar.
Similar.
But I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I can't. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pedro's dead. How about death?
Pedro's dead, baby.
Why did you?
Pedro's dead.
In fact, to be honest, I don't think that we have the skill set to even delineate between
No.
Cuban and other accents to get it correctly. To do
I was
it
poisoned by a
justice, even if
venomous
we were to
snake
try.
in the jungle. Down here, 2 days later, I suddenly became weak and collapsed. I died quickly.
I don't know. 2 days is not exactly my idea of a quick death.
I give them full. Well, I give them half credit here.
Maybe.
Did say venomous
Yes.
instead of poisonous. But then he
Let's see,
says he was
what?
poisoned. So
Well, poison or venomous, because
Yeah.
people always goof those things. But he said poisoned by a venom. Doesn't that mean he was envenomated as opposed to poisoned?
yeah, but that's not a word, right? Like envenomed. Like, is that a thing?
Yeah.
I think they
I'll
just say you're
look it
bitten
up.
by a venomous snake and you suffer the consequences of.
He said bitten by, but he didn't say bitten by.
Right,
He said
but-
poisoned
Right,
by.
but poison's not venom. Like
Exactly.
I don't
so
know.
how can you be poisoned by
don't know.
venom?
I don't want to wade too deep into that and become wrong. So
But
I've
this
probably
is
already
exactly
done it.
what Funk would say.
I don't know what kind of snake it was that got me in the jungle. It was a very slow venom, finally becoming potent right before our group was ambushed.
Ambushed?
Ambush or group? These green humanoid slimes attacked us and devoured everyone but myself. For some reason, they completely ignored me, my friend.
Ignored? Oh, wait. Green.
Slimes. They killed and absorbed everyone until only their weapons were left. Yay for us. Maybe Javier and Carlos escaped, but I doubt it. Hey, wait a minute. You said you couldn't remember their names. Okay, so now we have Juan, Pedro, Javier, and Carlos.
Let's see.
He ran past the monsters and around a corner. I don't know if he made it or not. Newsflash, not. Carlos.
Oh, same answer.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we got. Let me try to slime one more time. Maybe how is?
Escape.
Okay.
Ask about his friends Javier and what was the other guy?
Javier and Carlos. It said the same thing for both of them.
Oh, did it? Yeah. Well, I had the distinctions between poison, venom, and toxin.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay, here's the thing. Poison and venom are both toxic substances that can cause harm, but they primarily differ in how they enter the body. Poison enters through ingestion, inhalation, and absorption through the skin, while venom is actively injected into the body through bite, sting, or other means. Poison is a toxic substance that enters it through contact, swallowing, inhalation, or absorption. Examples include plants like poison ivy, chemicals, and other certain medicines in large doses. Venom is a specialized type of poison that is injected into the body by an animal through a bite, sting, or other method. Examples include venomous snakes, spiders, scorpions, and other insects. Toxin is a broader term that refers to any other poisonous substance, including both poisons and venoms.
Neat. Okay.
So that kind of pedantic stuff, he would absolutely be loved by Funk.
Okay.
Just for you, buddy.
So this guy was doing a raid. He was part of a 6-man group looking for an enchanted bottle. I never really believed it, but we were ambushed here and all died.
Okay, well, now he knows everyone is dead instead of wondering what happened.
I thought one of us had a checkpoint, but it turned out we didn't. We had to start the raid over. and then we got kicked to orbit.
We went on the LFG, but nobody had a point.
Weren't the Nazis also looking for a bottle? Or a vase?
Maybe. Yeah, I'd say bottle. It was all Javier's idea. He said the bottle held great power and that we would find much gold on the way. Oh, okay, so the gold comes back into it.
It usually does.
It looks like this group we didn't find any gold, and I doubt Javier ever found his bottle. We were too greedy. We were delving too deeply. Yeah, well, yeah, they got further than the Americans or the Nazis, didn't they?
Yes. Huh.
Greedy. Gold. Greed is why I died. Okay. How did greed kill you exactly?
They were going in for gold and bottles, and he got poisoned, and he still went on instead of going back maybe to get help.
Gold?
Greed is good.
Did he say anything about the gold?
Greed works.
We didn't find
Gordon Gekko.
All right, yeah, we already got that. Okay.
We got the.
Do we want to check and see if he's got any more conversation?
Let's see. Sure, if you want, I'll search. I'll loot them.
Monsters.
Okay, we got 3 AK magazines.
Oh, nice.
And
are they full though?
A gas mask.
Even better.
Uh-oh.
I have a feeling we're going to need that.
Gas mask suggests that we'll need to use
gas. Oh, speaking of gas, have you guys seen the Slow Horses promo for season 5?
I think so.
Slow Horses?
Yes. It's a spy series. Did you did you watch it more than once?
No.
Okay, when you watch it again,
okay.
Watch it somewhat with the volume slightly up.
Okay.
And concentrate on the left-hand side of the screen where you see our favorite character there, and watch his reaction, specifically an exhalation, and then look over at the other character in the elevator, and you'll know what happened. It's so subtle, but hysterical when you realize what happens. It really changes the context. but it's great.
All right, I'm going in.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, don't forget to put the ammo in the duplication box.
But still continue. I was gonna say still continue because we could still talk to that guy, but now the door closed behind me.
Yeah, he's
What
gone.
the-
There doesn't appear to be more.
Green slime!
Oh no!
That's mean. Is there a door you can get through?
Are they a special kill? Are they a crystal kill thing?
Crystal. Okay.
Nothing happens. We be dead. Please tell me
guys
we
just
have a
don't get
save
up, do
point
they?
right before that room,
Hmm.
because that's a habit we should get into.
All right. Let's see. Orange crystal, violet crystal. Maybe lightning hurts them.
I just don't remember.
So that's what the guides are for.
Hi guys.
Oh, there's more than one.
Lightning's not doing anything. Try hitting him with a toga or a cardboard box.
Or a nuclear weapon. Shane has asked, do they also have alien pipes? Alien pipes?
No,
Did I
we
miss
have
something?
we have the
Okay,
alien pipes.
okay.
Yes.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
That's early in the game. That's for talking to the dead soldiers.
There you go.
If these things were killable, at least one of them would be dead by now.
You would think.
think-
Do we need the AK for this? Because what are we using right now? We're still using the MP40, right?
Yep, we're still using MP4. Let me get the.
I'm thinking the
There's the
reason
AK.
that you're supposed to have the AK is because you need the AK. Now the question is, do we have the ammo in the duplication box where we can just replenish that so we're not going to run out?
Sounds like a Gatling laser gun.
No,
Yeah,
it's-
he
it's-
did put some. He did put some in the box.
It will, go shoot through cinder blocks, so it's a little bit more punch than the MP40. And that's basically like a 9mm round. This is a 7.62.
I don't think you're hurting that at all. No, I don't think that's doing anything at all.
I have. Is there supposed to be a flamethrower? Because I mean, if you think of the slime substance and the bullets are just going to go through it, it's not going to do a lot of damage. I think we have to hurt the substance itself.
Okay, blue crystal that freezes things. AK-47 armed. Let's do this.
Yeah, Deca says, do you still have the ice spell crystal?
I still have the what crystal?
The ice spell. Is there?
Okay, I just used the ice crystal and it's doing nothing.
Okay, nothing on the ice then. So do we have to look on specifically what hurts, wounds, stops, slows, or affects them in any way?
All right, I think we need to take a step back here.
I think we probably should.
Okay, so I think we're missing something. The game is literally told us that these things ignore you when you're poisoned.
Do we have to poison ourselves
Wait,
to get around
when did it
them?
say that?
The guy who died.
Yeah.
Remember he said he was with a group?
Okay. Oh, yes,
That
yes,
was the
yes.
hint.
They went after the friends and not him, and it's because he was
Mhm.
envenomed.
Yeah.
So
Well, we
you
have the
to
green crystal. The
poison
green
yourself?
crystal.
No.
doesn't
One
affect-
of the potions that's got to poison us. Is it the brown one?
Oh,
Let's see. Clear brown, bubbling red, thick
brown.
potion. Let's examine that. This file. Oh, you want to read it?
the UPS poison.
So there's this sharp smell. There's a road tar. Double click on the potion to spoon it out with your finger and eat it.
Relish.
Wow.
That sounds rancid.
Okay.
So I take it we have to poison ourselves, get past them, and then unpoison ourselves to get around the green guys.
Yeah, I guess. The
Shane
bullets seem
suggests
to be
the
doing
grenade
nothing.
launcher.
I think we're just gonna end up wasting grenades.
That would be my thing too. I would want to put the grenades in the magical ammo reproducing box.
You want me to try the grenade launcher? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Well, that's what Shane suggests. I'm
I
leaning
think it's
towards
a gimmick.
poison.
I think it's a gimmick. Try the poison, and we'll just have to be ready. Like to, I guess, do the blue one to heal ourselves quickly afterwards. I don't know.
Okay.
Now make sure you
Thick
do a save point.
Brown potion. Yep, I am on the save points. Okay, so. Oh, this is probably going to taste disgusting.
Yep. Like road tar.
Oh. That tasted awful.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm green. That
Right.
must be unpoisoned.
Let's go.
Okay, and your health is decreasing, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, not
And
really,
the
but
monsters are not moving. Okay, that is definitely it. So
that works.
let's not waste the effect. It's
Don't tease
yes,
them. Just
let's go. Let's go somewhere
just go
else.
around.
No, the other way. Turn right.
Okay, so it is starting to diminish. So I
this
think
is
we
so
have a
scary. They're all in alcoves.
No,
Perfect.
turn right.
Up. Ah!
It is running down. So this is obvious. Oh, see, it goes down with your health. So once your health goes down, I think its effectiveness will go away.
Okay, up.
Okay, it's clear blue. Clear blue.
Okay, doors clear blue.
Clear blue.
Right here. Got it. All right, now we can save and rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
How
That's
green
a-
was my
well,
valley?
What's a good thing we weren't using clear blue earlier just for ordinary heals instead of resting.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That was good. I'm just reading what it says. It says that.
no, I believe it. Still funny.
Fair.
Whew.
All right. Do we want to take our break now, or what do you think?
It might be a good
Sure.
idea.
Okay, why don't we do that then?
Okay. Well, thanks to everyone for tuning in. If you just joined us recently, you're watching the Rampancy.net playthrough of See You Starlink, I guess is what we're calling it now. Into Pathways into Darkness. We're going to take a short break and be right back after this.
Okay, we're back with more Pathways into Starlink, or whatever it is that we're playing now.
Now, why Starlink? I thought the Ukrainians were using the Russian zone cell network for their drone attacks.
Oh no, I was just thinking of the See a Starside quote for Marathon.
Yeah, but I mean, do we really want to give Elon any more credit for anything?
But see ya in this case is like, see you later, Starlink. Goodbye.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm wondering how come they haven't shot it out of the sky yet, because you think that would be a primary target.
Because there
Create
are a
more
lot of
debris in
cube
space.
space.
Still, though,
Actually, you don't have see a
aren't all of his in a straight line? I mean, can't you?
Okay. All right.
Doesn't
So
that make it kind of easy?
So we got past the oozes, and we got to save.
The question
So
is,
what's
now
next?
what? Yeah, are we going to consult the Book of Armaments?
No, let's just open the door.
Oh,
Damn
do that. We
bones.
just
Oh
got bad
wow,
guys.
that's a lot of them.
Yes, it is.
And there's another one.
There's another one.
Oh, the door closed behind me.
Crap. Oh, to your right, to your right.
It's Barney.
Oh, what is that? What the what?
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
New horror unlocked. What is that?
Oh,
giant
and
snake with arms?
Okay, I was gonna say he one-shot you, but then the earthquake is actually what got you, so wasn't him.
Okay. I hate it when that happens.
Okay.
Did it cause the earthquake?
What the heck?
I don't think
that?
so. I think the zombies did that.
Okay. Question Deca says, yeah, in the Cowboy Bebop sense, and the current solar system is knocking a lot out of the Starlink sats out of the sky. Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Phew. Okay, let me just collect my thoughts here. Go through here. Where's my cedar?
Shane suggests just run past it. I'm all for that suggestion.
Oh no.
Yes. Question is,
no.
can we get past the other things in the hall? Oh, are we out? Please tell me we're not out of ammo. I thought you were gonna put it in the magic reproducing box.
I thought I did.
Oh no.
But,
You saved it. We're gonna be out of ammo. I knew it. We're gonna have to hack the save. Dude, he's gonna one hit you. Yeah, see, don't even look. Just run. Don't even acknowledge its existence. just
okay.
scurry.
Okay. Oh, well, let me get my health back.
Wait a minute. Do we have like an invisible cloak or bowl or an orb or a potion or something?
No.
There were some earlier, right? But it was a
Right.
it was a rare item.
The red cloak, yes.
Do
I
we
don't know
have
how it helped.
No, invisibility. Wasn't there an invisibility potion earlier?
Yeah. And we have an invis.
All right, let me check.
I could have sworn.
I thought we had to use it, and I thought we used it like before we had the cedar box.
Well, I thought
Yeah.
it was an item,
Flashlight.
not a one-time use thing.
I thought it was a potion.
Okay, clear blue potion, clear blue. Let's see what's in the
Yeah,
red velvet bag.
Got a bunch.
Weapons.
Okay,
and
so
equipment.
clone one, use one.
We can't put potions in the cedar box.
Ugh, always something. Well, we've got 3 or 4. I think it's worth using one.
Clear blue potion.
Again,
clear blue.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 on that list. There's one right there. Yep, see another 3, 4. Yeah, you got a dozen.
But
So-
these don't make.
But
Those are
cure
for health
poison.
and cure poison.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought
We
they
also
were
have
invis.
No.
we have a bubbling red potion.
What is that?
I don't think. Well, let's examine it. The tiny whiff.
Smells
You got-
alcoholic. Makes your head spin. Don't know what that's for.
That's supposed to
Okay.
mean something.
Let me just do another save since I got full health and.
Bring back your power. Can we reproduce nuclear bombs in the cedar box?
All right, I'm just gonna clear this area first.
Okay. cartoon.
Okay. So, the Bungie.org page says that the giant purple mutant hellbeast, which is what that is called, is
Okay.
immune to all attacks, and you must run away.
See?
What?
Listen
Yep.
to Shane. Shane Bishop.
Okay.
He's our guide.
If they want us to run, I'll run.
I just thought we could run a little slower if we were invisible. That's
Okay.
my only suggestion.
But another question. I guess.
Ah, he's trapped me.
He's too big to run around.
Yeah.
See, my worry wasn't even him. It was the other guys because
There's a
the
box
things
here.
block your path.
I guess my question is, did we come down to this level from above?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was that the only was that the only place to go?
There's a map.
Why do you think we're heading the wrong direction?
Well, I don't know. The page here is indicating that this is an enemy that appears the second time you come to this level. And then it's saying, but why would you ever want to come back here? And it
Oh.
says, here's why. One, you failed to pick up an item called the Alien Gemstone, which I don't think we have that.
No, we don't.
Okay, so I guess
I
that's the
missed
thing
that.
we're looking
Alien
for.
Gemstone.
Darn it.
Second is you forgot to arm the bomb. Now,
Oh.
I thought we were supposed to go to the lowest level possible, and the only time we had tried to arm the bomb after we found the bomb, it said, you're not in the lowest you can go. You didn't get the code change off Steven. We got that. And we failed to pick up the lead box. Do we have the
box
lead
he just
box?
ran over?
Is that the box we ran over?
Yeah, because he just ran over a box coming into this room.
I don't know.
And it was gray.
Yeah, check the
I mean,
inventory to see if
check
we have
the
a new
inventory.
box.
Well, I had to reload. I died there.
Oh.
Okay, well, then
Okay, so
we'll
we
have
may-
to check that when we get there. But I guess that's something else we need.
Can we run in, grab the box, and run out? Do you think you have enough time before we die?
Well, the thing is, if we run back, that thing is going to be pursuing us, and there's not a lot of room to maneuver.
No, there's none, and that's my fear. Is not so much the bad guys that you're not having enough time to get around everything else because they're in your way, and they're
We
blocking.
got to get around it.
Okay. So,
Okay, so
but
let's
that
see.
box is obviously there when we have to get it, whatever it is.
Yeah, I'm also Hamish is just being too funny for his own good too, because it says that like you can trap them, you could trap the Barneys behind a door, and you can pass the green oozes if you poison yourself if you have another potion. But this is wasted because the exit door is locked.
Oh joy.
So I wonder if we're just going the wrong way.
But we haven't been down this way, and there's only one path down, and this. I've been
Okay.
observing it. I think
Okay.
we're going on the right path. All right, so
All right.
I'm going to equip the green crystal for earthquake effects and see what we can see.
Yeah, I'm guessing the thing is to kill everything else in that room so that we can just run by him. I wouldn't bother with.
Okay, I'm gonna have a blue bottle ready for me. Let's see. There it is.
That might
Sorry,
not
guys.
be a bad idea.
I'm gonna have to use one of you. All right, and we got the projectiles. We got the AK-47. What about a purple? Maybe the purple crystal, violet crystal, will be effective against the skeletons. Skeletons? Well, that definitely helped.
Oh, there's also a potion to your right.
Got it. Hey,
Yeah,
buddy.
pale
You wanna slow
violet
down
potion.
there?
No,
He
no, run
shoots,
away,
too.
run away, run away.
Oh,
Okay, oh, so that's a teleporter.
I think we're
Teleporting
safe.
to don't get poisoned.
Don't get poisoned. Sounds like promising
Oh.
advice.
Now, which one did you come through?
I didn't come through any of them. This is where I started. We're facing 3 teleporters now.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Up. Oh God! Don't tell me this is a
There's no
teleporting
save,
puzzle.
and we can't cheat it. So, do you want us to look it up?
I can save it. I'm gonna go
Okay.
this one. Ooh. Oh, and it sent me back. Oh wait, it didn't send me back. This is a different room.
Check the map. Nope, same room.
No, because the room we started out in had a rune.
Oh,
This one doesn't.
Oh, you're right.
Yes. See, I go in. There's the rune.
Okay.
This one we started.
Okay.
And
So these are just far enough away from each other on the map that you can't see the other room, and the rooms are of the same shape, so they look similar. So
yeah, since this thing mentions poison, I'm just going to relax a little bit. We're still on Tuesday in the morning. All right, that should be good. I'm moving on. There's
Okay.
a blue nightmare corp. Now they're purple.
oh, purple skeeters.
And I'm poisoned.
Oh, well, it said not to get poisoned. I mean,
I don't think we're gonna. Are there more green things?
did these guys fire a green? Oh, they bleed green. I bet you they spit green. They probably spit poison projectiles.
So purple ones are bad.
Yeah, venomous skitter.
Up.
Nope.
Oh God, nightmares.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, nice juke.
Oh, good. I got
Nice,
more
nice.
skilled.
There's more. Oh. Oh no. No, they blow up, they blow up.
I think those projectiles are tracking. Okay, we got a blue potion,
Okay,
but
well,
I
but
feel...
so you know what? Since you have a bunch, maybe just take one.
Yeah, okay.
Does the box work? The box works on them, right?
It does not.
Ah, crap.
Like
Oh.
here's the blue. Let me.
Yeah.
Well, let me just try. Just to, because maybe I remembered it wrong, but I could swear.
No, you're probably right.
I need to be careful. I'm almost out of stabit ammo. Let's see. Pale violet potion, clear blue potion. Okay. There's a cedar box. Nope. Sorry, the clear blue won't fit inside the cedar box. Dang it.
Yeah, because it's too big, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We were.
Okay.
More ammo. Then again, AK-47 isn't exactly the smallest time up magazine it takes, so how big can these blue bottles be?
I don't know.
All right. I'm moving
Maybe they're just
on.
large, ornate vases.
Oh, this map is unnerving. It's just straight path and lines.
Okay. Well, it looks like we need to go up to the right, maybe?
Let's see. Yep. Nope. Not getting poisoned by you. I see a Teleporter there. It's interesting. I haven't been in this area yet, but there's a body.
There may be some possibility of friendly fire. Like, I don't know, like maybe some of the exploding enemies can kill skitters.
Oh, good. Another potion. No, no, no. I'm going to lose it. No. Oh, gosh darn it.
Yeah, there's not enough room to dodge. Oh, we did just get another.
And I think we've pretty much secured the area. Depending on the respawn rate, of course.
Yeah.
All right, all right. Blue potion. I'm gonna save.
Wait a bit.
Well, is there any
No,
other
go
alternative
ahead.
method to? Is there any other alternative method to get rid of poison?
Not that I'm aware of.
Hmm.
All right. So how many teleporters do we have to choose from here? 2, 3?
It looks like we have two. I think we came in from the bottom one, and I just came and discovered
Okay.
the top one.
Okay. Let's give that a shot.
Hold your breath. And we're back in the room with the rune. Okay. I'll go through this one.
Unless it's a different room with a rune.
Well, that actually could be, since this room is not fully uncovered. But it is starting to be a little worrisome. Oh, not again.
No. Okay. This is new. And it's weird. Now wait. So this map is This map is unexplored, but the room's full of dead bodies. So
Hey, Black Star, are you okay?
Why would they be?
I heard you breathing very, very loudly.
Well, that's me struggling with some stuff.
see, this map looks just like the other room, but it's not It's undiscovered.
Okay, we're in this room without the rune. Okay, this looks new at least.
Are we there yet? Yeah, see, my microphone is still going to you, even though it's not technically going on the stream.
Oh. That was a worth it teleporter because I dodged a poison. I'm going to save again. I'm going to save scum this because I don't want to get poisoned again.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, you should be save scumming everything. That should be the default. I love how Amber is being a kind reminder. Save! Good job, Amber. In fact, just like Leah, you should have that macro. You should have that as a default, whack the button every several seconds. Past the purple people eaters here.
Oh, okay. By the way, I don't know if we knew this, but the greater nightmares require the AK-47.
See, I told you. I had a feeling that, once you start getting higher weapons, they're going to be required, not optional.
Apparently grenades will also work, although they're not supposed to.
Yeah, see, that's not fair. I thought you really got around that.
Let's see. I was literally seconds from that section, so.
Yeah, I don't mind replaying that.
And one of them ambushed me from behind.
Well, I was wondering, did you dodge the shot and then got hit in the ass, or did the shot go around the corner and still get you?
No, it hit me. It was from the rear.
Okay, so it was the guy behind you that got you, not the shot you were dodging.
Yeah. Oh, incoming! Ah. All right, one more time. I swear, I'm gonna. No, I'm gonna fight this until I die, just to get the layout. Hi, Nightmare. How's your day
Take
been?
number 692.
You want to go out sometime? I got a feisty feeling for pineapple pinatas.
Those teeth.
Are you positively charged? I'm feeling negatively charged.
You know what they say, opposites attract.
These guys?
Okay, apparently
Don't
it
really
is
hurt.
normal to enter in that area and for those corpses to already be there. And the
Yeah, that.
exit for this area is in the south.
So they're really putting these corpses in just to mess with
Yes.
us.
Yes. Oh crap! That was cheap. That was like a dead man grenade from that one.
Mm-hmm. You know, a Bob, they're everywhere would be very appropriate for this level.
Well, you know where they got it from.
Oh, I thought she had that dodged. Really did. Oh, okay. That's the exit.
Yeah, that's the exit. I'm just going around and being
No,
stupid and further exploring.
Do we get everything we need out of this before we don't want to bail, do we?
I don't know. There don't appear to be any required items in this. Except
I don't know.
for
It's just
ones
that map just seems really empty up in the upper portions.
You want to risk it or you want to go exit?
Hey, you're
Don't-
playing, so
don't need to go
you're
there.
driving.
Don't need to go
You
there.
do it. You do
Don't
what
need to
you
go.
want. But I'm just
I'm
saying,
ready. Ah!
are we sure that there's nothing that we're gonna miss?
Pretty sure.
Oh, great.
kidding.
Okay, but you are still poisoned. So,
Understood.
but might as well wait till you're closer to death and/or have killed more skeeters before you use a potion.
Because if we get ambushed by a skeeter while we're resting, we're poisoned again.
Yep.
That would be a waste.
Yep.
Oh, that guy came right on top of me.
You have become more experienced with your weapon.
Why, thank you.
I forgot that was a mechanic. Yeah, expert. I guess we were,
You know what I
expert
forgot?
with other stuff, but not that until now.
I forgot that when Daikatana comes out, Romero's gonna make us
Ah.
all his bitches.
Oh, I can never
Speeder
forget
box?
that.
Oh, no. Okay, so I'm going to save. Okay, so we still got 30 in there. That's good. Because the problem I'm having is according to this, because I looked at this a little bit, this is a Magna Sabbat armor piercing. But the regular AK-47 ammo is not armor piercing.
Right, and for the greater nightmares, you need the armor piercing.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder where the nightmares are getting their armor from. Oh, and I double checked. Yeah, we do have Dark Forces, so we can totally play it. The only thing I have to do for our retro setup, at least on my end, is getting that buying that one application that does the keyboard command inputs that will do it to controllers, and then just like config it for like all the games we want to play. And make
Well, the
sure
good
it
news
works.
the good news is Dark Forces was recently remastered.
Oh, I have the original, I think. So I don't know if we want to go the full old school retro look.
I mean, the remaster is pretty good. I think it's done by, was it Dive?
Deep
Night
Dive? Yes.
Night Dive.
Night Dive, sorry.
What else did Night
Like,
Dive do? They do.
System Shock remake.
Oh, okay.
And the
So
Turok remasters.
So they're good at their job.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. They're doing good stuff.
They're doing good works.
Ah, conga line.
More sabot ammo?
Boy, can you imagine grabbing one of those things by the hips?
I can, in fact.
It's not an image I want.
Can't let you keep doing it, Jail. It's Sabo. Sorry.
No. Please.
Why? What did Jail say?
You're saying Sabbath.
I'm sorry.
I wasn't laughing at him. I was just saying.
I just think that's funny.
I don't mind. I mean, hey.
Well, no. See, what's really funny is that
like
he
that
of
popular
all
show,
people.
Sabbath Elementary.
Yeah. No, the thing is that he should know more than anyone about this because he's a Star Trek fan. He knows Star Trek 6 back and forth, and you actually hear a description of what they are.
Sabotage.
Yeah, that's where that comes from. So for him to say Sabbath is hysterical.
Too bad.
Hey, Sabbath!
Yeah, since I didn't have the subtitles on, I didn't know it had a T behind it.
We're going to the Target to do some sabotage.
I know, we're going to Target.
Oh, no.
Oh, those things are too.
No.
It's funny, there's no fancy term for Walmart that I know of.
Oh, my God.
Oh, earthquake, crap. Where is he?
Where is he?
Blue potion, poison, you're gonna die.
Quick,
I know,
hurry, potion.
No, blue potion, you're gonna die.
The button, quick.
Where's a gosh darn blue? Okay, I'm
Hit the
down to only
thing.
0.1%. We're gonna be fine.
Nope,
There it is.
I just know it. Quick, hit the Sabbath.
We're okay.
That just cures the status, actually. That
Right, what about the health?
Yeah, it doesn't heal. It doesn't heal.
Health.
The second
Do we have
one,
the healing potion?
Yeah, the clear blue. Oh,
yeah, but it doesn't cure poison and cure and heal you. It only does one or the
Right,
other.
we need a health potion then. Red bar go uppy.
Can you get ambushed in this room, given that it's cut off by teleporters? Can anything spawn in here, or is this safe?
I think we're good.
All right, well, that's useful.
And ammo.
We should check the YK Padilla.
All right, get their password. Let me know what it is when you're done. All right. Saving.
That's a love, death, and robots joke.
Gosh darn it.
Oh, is that why I didn't get it?
YK Padilla?
I mean, I knew what you were saying. I didn't know what it was referring to.
Yeah,
So
is one of the 3 robots vids. I love those.
There we go.
Okay. Okay.
Got it. Up. Freaking purple spiders, man.
I don't want to alarm you or anything, but I think you've just activated it.
Good. Ah!
Fisher's search results showed that there was a card game known as Exploding Kittens, so this tracks. Oh, God, now you're going to die now. Bummer.
Okay, I think I have a full... Let's see, where am I at? Yes, I'm now officially an expert on the AK-47.
Yay! Or as his friends called it, the Kalashnikov. Do you know he actually regrets making that thing? Or he regretted it before he died.
Bloody tracking bolts of atoms.
Yeah, he was actually a tank engineer, a tank builder, I think, before he made that thing. And technically, that what year was this game supposed to be story wise?
1991.
No, not the production. I mean the inner story. Was it supposed to be in the 90s?
The inner story, yes, is supposed to be in the 90s.
So our character is from the 90s. But the question is, what are the characters? What years? Because I mean, we've got World War II corpses in here and whatnot. So, what year were the Cubans supposedly gone into the?
I don't think
temple?
we know. We haven't gotten
Ah.
much information about what they've been doing.
Okay. So the question is whether this is an actual AK-47, because even though everyone talks about the 47, it was actually updated in 74, which is known as the 74, but nobody else talks about that. And lately it was updated to the AK-12. So every year they've had major revisions on it or updates that change it slightly. And to avoid the confusion between a lot of them, they just, most people just actually call it a Kalashnikov or a variant.
Where are the? I hate these.
Decca said, yeah, he ended up suffering the same regret as the Winchesters. Yes, absolutely. That's why, they're the lovely mansion with stairs that go nowhere. The Winchester mansion and whatnot. Yeah, there were a lot of guilty families over the death and destruction at the hands of their major product.
You know, I'm more scared than I should be because I'm hearing the vMix call give me more screams since it's on a delay on top of the audio I already have. So every time I hear one of those zombies, I think it's like, oh crap, another one.
Hold on,
Really?
I'll turn that
crap,
off.
another one.
You don't need to be hearing
Yeah,
that.
you don't need to hear that. That's funny.
I'm gonna die. Let's see.
Yeah, you're playing the game. You don't need a revisit. Aw, we were so close.
The poison has slowly done its work, and you fall lifeless to the ground. Oh well, at least I tried.
Oh, well, see.
At least they can't go through tight corners. Good. How are we on the Sabbath ammo? Good, good. Another clip. Hugging the wall. We got a teleporter there. Should I risk it? Yes, please.
Only
risk
with a
it.
save point. This means something. I'm curious, does anybody know the speed run time for this game?
I do not.
No, I should look that up.
I was curious because, yeah, I know that we've been doing this for a couple of weeks at a few hours a stretch, and we are not in any rush whatsoever. But even at our leisurely pace, there's a bunch of stuff that we have missed. So I'm curious, what was the fastest anybody's done with the minimum recovery required to defeat it, which still must be extensive. But I'd just be curious as to how we compare.
All right,
Oh,
Jail. I should have fixed it so you're not getting your own audio back at you.
Oh, thank you. Still doesn't solve the earthquake problems.
Shane Bishop says, yeah, all these areas look the same. Well, that is the running gag with this particular title. We've been in samey rooms for quite a while. It's just the orientation of the map is different, as you can see here.
But thank you for the effort, Narc. Okay, this is where we came from. So I think it's the portal on the top that we haven't done. But we did the one on the west side of the map.
There's a playthrough of this that is 1 hour and 13 minutes.
That's awesome.
Which is not a 100 or any percent. It is a best ending.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Funny.
I mean,
is there a completionist time for someone to do all of the things?
No, that's the only one I see. Looking at speedrun.com, I only see that one entry from 7 years ago.
Ha! The irony. Now, here's a funny thing. I'd be curious as to all the people who would be curious to get Bungie back to its roots. Has anybody been following all the good old school people's careers to know where they landed, what they're doing, where they've gone, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, that was what Mig used to do at Bungie sightings, but I don't think
Yeah.
he's done it lately.
A long time. See,
All right,
I'd
hold
be
on
curious.
one second. I want to check if this works now.
They're everywhere.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, that works.
I had broken it, so I fixed it.
Yeah, we had a feeling. So yeah, so with that video that we just saw, her suggestion as far as the reintegration of the good Bungie, why not simply recreate it somewhere else? Do you know what I mean? Without the current
Because
corporate
if
culture
if people knew how to do that, they would do it more often. I think people don't like.
I think the thing is just support is finding someone that wants to start another company with old school Bungie people and say, hey, let's make our own stuff.
Like
you know what I mean?
first of all, though, like you couldn't, like, even if you just say, okay, let's go back in a time machine. We get all the original Bungie founders and we steal them and we give them the same amount of money
not
adjusted for inflation
all, but
here and told them to
enough.
start over. And it wouldn't work because, first of all, like the entire gaming industry is different now. Those people's skills don't
Oh, totally.
transfer.
Yeah. No. I see that I understand, but I'm saying is finding and making a company that whose hierarchy's focus is not crudely and singularly on money. Hiring like this woman and good managers who can manage their teams, having teams of acceptable sizes that don't snowball into 800 to 1,000 people, and actually focused on actual gameplay for customers that care and believe and are willing to do so. That happened. That happened with Bungie at one time, and it spiraled out.
Yep.
It was slowly rotted out from the inside.
But I don't.
So the
I don't
question
even,
is,
I don't even think it is as simple as the right people.
look,
It is.
it's never simple.
Combination of the right people at the right stages of their lives. Like I was watching one of her other videos where basically, like, one thing she pointed out is that like all those Bungie kids in the very beginning, you know, hanging out in the lousy offices, eating greasy pizza and working, working all night and all weekend for hardly any salary because they wanted to make Marathon or Myth or whatever it was. Like those, you can't find that same person at that same phase in their life because they're not in it anymore. And some of it is just plain exploitative, right? In other words, like, well, we need younger people who haven't accomplished anything yet, who haven't gotten paid a salary yet, so you can exploit them.
Yeah.
So you can crunch them
we
hard.
have an intern? Can we get an intern to do this? No,
Yeah.
I get the mentality. But my thing is that not everyone in its same thing that we're trying to clone here. What I'm talking about is getting an upper echelon and a hierarchy at the top that has a different focus, because that seems to be what the real problem here is: focus. Right now, the current Bungie leadership is focused on A, themselves, B, money, or A, money, B, themselves. And everything else is a distant million down the line.
Are we?
And that's it.
Are we hitting carrying capacity, Jail? Why are we dropping ammo?
I'm just trying to get some place to put my AK-47 Sabot magazines that I can still see.
Okay.
Also, I have an idea.
Okay.
Since these rooms are looking so similar, if we drop something in them...
Oh, you want to change the way to point out the differences in the rooms with the items. Okay.
You're going to keep dropping flares?
Maybe.
That'd be cool.
Oh, if only we could have drop flares. So yeah, I'm just going to pick up a few more of those just for the heck of it. Oh! Around the pole.
Deca says, yeah, if it wasn't beloved and if the developers hadn't released the source code, Free Space 2 wouldn't still be worked on by a fan, and what this talk of golden age PC game developers makes me think.
I hate you all.
Nargajan says AI is dumb.
Yeah, because Deca was saying that when you ask Google's AI for a speedrun of Pathways, it references Destiny 2 instead.
Well, yeah, and strangely enough, there was a great video somebody did recently about AI flaws.
There's so much SEO poisoning that like it's not that much easier to get a good result as a human, let alone getting one from AI.
Here's the thing. I just saw one where apparently there's a news story.
Oh my God.
This is kind of a swamp.
I agree.
Yipe.
God, what the frick is his name? I'm pulling his blank. I keep wanting to say Jack Black, and it's not. It's the other guy.
Yeah, Shane, I hear what you're saying about that, but I also think like things have scaled up to a point. Like for instance, it was a tough transition anyway, going from 2D to 3D. But you're right. When Obsidian made Fallout New Vegas, they had a lot of the developers from the Interplay days, from Black Isle working on the original 2 Fallouts. But I think the expectations of people for how high resolution your assets are, how much voice acting there is, and other kinds of stuff have scaled up to the point where the quality of the individual team members you're dealing with in key areas are such a small portion of the overall manpower needed to make these projects that they have less of an impact. I don't think you need less. That's why I think a lot of the most creative stuff is being done on much smaller teams, on games that are not trying to push the technology visually.
Yeah, and to be honest, I talked to this a number of times before, that the technology pushing is stupid.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why games that have not been really improved since 2013 is because nobody wants to spend anything on optimization.
Notice, did you hear any talk about the engine that runs the new Marathon?
No.
Did they mention what it was called? Did they tell you its code name? Did they tell you what it can do that the Destiny engine couldn't?
They couldn't.
Did they show up?
I thought it was built on Tiger.
Because it's literally just, Tiger is such an old version. I don't even think they use that name anymore. But
right, but that's the core of where it came from.
But I mean,
so it's not a revolution in new technology with engine design.
Yeah, they talked a lot of engine tech going from Halo to Destiny.
Yeah, well, because they needed it for the multiplayer, for the action, for the timing, for all the stuff that they'd never done before.
Yeah.
But now, we've hit kind of a plateau.
Yeah, and for all anybody knows outside, Marathon is just content and gameplay changes on top of existing Destiny technology.
It looks, well, they say the gameplay is perfect. Of course, because it's freaking Destiny gameplay. The run and gun is the same. It is no different. So the thing that gets me is, why are we focusing on that when we really should be focusing on story and context and gameplay and replayability and player satisfaction and enjoyment and multiplayer experiences and all the things that for years is what had people come back to it over and over and over again. But they're just focusing on monetization. Money.
Because making really big splashes is how you get acquired for really big money, which is why I think they announced a bunch of stuff they were doing before they got bought by Sony, only to get cut back afterwards.
Totally. But see, and that's where the whole focus changes from, because right now the upper echelon is just Pete, and Pete wants money, and that's it.
And I know that woman was also speculating on, like, we don't know the details. Because there was no court case that forced them out, unlike kind of the last time. There's been no court case that has forced out any of the deal between Sony and Bungie, right? Because we know that supposedly, there are probably some milestones that will trigger talking about taking away Bungie's autonomy, having Sony take more control, folding them into, Sony's own studios or something like that. But we don't know what the details are. Like, how badly do they have to mess up? What are the metrics that trigger that?
If North Korea hacks Sony again, we might.
Oh, well, hey, there's always that, right?
There's always that. I mean, that's the only way we are going to hear about these kind of things. But it just tells me that, if we got some upper echelon style people have had some experiences who, like you said, are in the right time of their lives to run a high-end company. It doesn't matter who you hire on the low end that's doing all the grunt work. You just want modern current talent who are willing to put in the hours at the pay rate.
Unless they steal graphics off Twitter and put it in the game. And then
that's just it. That's why I think smaller teams for certain things like that are better, because they're easier to watchdog. When you've got to watchdog 300 people and whatever the art submissions are all doing, that's an impossible task.
Unless you're doing a pixel art 2D platformer, like there isn't anybody making a game with one person or two people.
Hence my other point. which is why we shouldn't be wanting to push these things to make them look like the greatest thing since sliced bread. Let's focus on the gameplay and enjoyment and less so on the specs and how pretty it friggin' looks. We've hit a quality plateau. We don't need to be pushing with engines. We don't need to be pushing with pretty eye candy anymore. Let's work on the gameplay and the replayability and enjoyment, shall we?
I watched the Digital Foundry stuff where they're talking about tech, and a lot of them are talking about like, this is unacceptable. This frame stutter is this bad, and this game doesn't look that great. And I'm squinting at it. I'm like, what are you looking at?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? I don't see that.
These are the people that complain it between 120 frames a second and 144 or 144 or 240. Shut the hell up. All right. Get off my lawn. I don't need to hear your BS anymore. If you're that type of player, you go off to that side of the internet. I'll stay on mine.
And to me, the thing I noticed that was like improvement of graphics between Doom 2016 and the new Doom Dark Ages,
right,
was not about any of the technology, although they talked about it endlessly. And I'm sure they're right about everything they say. To me, it was like trees.
I don't notice it. I don't see it.
No, it was trees. It's like, because the Doom games don't have trees in them, but this one had trees. It's like it's outdoors and there were trees instead of just being a corridor shooter.
In fact, on Marathon, a lot of people that I know did in fact complain about how the world looked, because the world res quality and the art and the trees and the rocks and the grass and yada, 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 all seemed very low res in comparison to even Destiny or even to other things that Bungie has done with the exact same engine. So it makes me wonder if the artistic style and the world building on purpose was designed to be this low res, to be looking like Roblox, to be lower than, you know, the standard that most people are coming to expect, which is all that real world style stuff. Or even Arc Raiders, you know, everyone was going like, look how Arc Raiders, oh my God, it looks so much better than this. Okay. Why is this looking like so-and-so?
Jail, do you know where the exit for this level is?
I do not.
It is bottom left.
Yeah, that big open space you haven't gone to yet.
The thing is, all these maps reset their discovery things. I'm having a hard time getting the stupid earthquakers.
That's okay. I'm sure you'll do fine. Here, take this kitten. Hold on a second. I'll be right back.
Gosh, freaking darn it. Good. Magazines, magazines, magazines. Hey, Nintendo Power.
And how, okay, we are 100 meters.
Where are you seeing that? Oh, yes, 102.5 meters.
I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure if we have everything we need. We have the beacon to ask for escape. We have the bomb. We have the code.
We have the bomb. We have the new code.
Are we missing anything?
We have, well,
what was the alien crystal for?
The alien what?
The alien crystal was another item that was mentioned in the thing that was like, well, you might go to this level to get that, but is that a thing we have? And if so, do we need it?
We do not have it because crystals are kind of my forte, and I don't recall a crystal being picked up.
Oh, alien gemstone. Sorry, that was it. Not
alien
crystal.
gemstones.
Yeah. What is that?
That I do not know because I don't think we've encountered one yet. But that was a projectile from a nightmare elemental that's wearing armor. I mean, I would be hard pressed to.
I'm reading a walkthrough, and the walkthrough is showing this level, and when it comes to the end, they're saying they're 300 meters below ground, but here we're only 100. So I'm a little confused.
Maybe that was a number change from version to version. I do recall there was another version of this game that was released. You said the bottom left.
Did you say virgin?
This is Please Excuse Our Dust. I think there's more than one map area here.
I prefer bless this mess.
Oh, hi, Zeldara. He says, yeah, hey, folks, long time no see. Yes, it's been a while.
Okay, so
So
I
where,
took the.
no.
Where the heck did that thing come from? I don't remember seeing him in these rooms before.
Shane is asking, does Blackstar want shorter games with worth graphics made by people paid
Yes.
more to work less?
Yes. Yeah, that is the meme. Shorter games with woodcrafts made by people paid more to work less. Yes, that is what I want.
I wouldn't necessarily say shorter because I've been playing Destiny for 10 years, and for the most part, we've enjoyed it, and by the most part, I mean the majority, if you cut it out year by year. I wouldn't mind a game like Destiny
Zeldara
if
says
it
hello.
was. Hi,
Hi.
how's it going?
And also, did you not play this game before? No, we haven't.
No, we have not. I mean,
Leah
back in the
has,
day, we
but she's
played a
not
little,
here today,
but
so.
we didn't complete it. I wouldn't mind a game like Destiny or a game like Halo that was set up in segments that were new and different, and you played on year to year with friends the way that Destiny had. There wasn't a wrong thing with parts of the model and parts of the game. It's just the focus and what they did on it. It was especially with the monetization and the vaulting and the constant treadmill of chasing that dragon over and over and over again.
So
wasn't handled well.
Do you want to hear an alternate business model? Not so much a comparison to Destiny, but a comparison to what New Marathon was supposed to be doing. So FromSoft, that does Dark Souls and did Elden Ring, which is a absolutely massive open world RPG thing with, you know, magic and melee combat and all that kind of crap. They've now released a version called Night Rain. And it is.
Yes, I've heard that. That's
network
supposed to be very
game,
successful.
3-player class-based co-op. And what it does is that it has its own unique level world that is based on a portion of the Elden Ring map, but is not identical to it. Has monsters from all over the game world in it. And it's not really a speed run, but it definitely has the closing map mechanic that get used from games like PUBG and Fortnite. You are flown into the map and you choose where to drop. And you start off with certain starting gear based on the class you've picked, but you can pick up upgrades as you go. So you pay through the day where basically you get to pick some destinations, you get to learn what the kinds of things are there so you can make decisions in the future about where to go to get stuff. And then at the end of that day, there's a boss. And if you beat the boss, you survive into the next day. And if you don't, then you die and you got to start over. And I think it's like a 3-day sequence and it escalates. So you can upgrade your characters and upgrade your loot over that, but you don't keep anything. So it's not like Destiny where you keep everything and you become a hoarder. And it's not like Marathon where keeping or stuff or losing it depends on whether or not you die. In this case, basically, you're just playing until you die. And when you do die, you lose the stuff, but you come into the next game with the same starting gear and the gear is always there to be picked up on the map anyway. So it doesn't matter. You know, it's like okay. Fortnite. Like no one's gonna cry over losing an item in Fortnite, even if you could lose an item in Fortnite, because there's just stuff all over the map to pick up in Fortnite, except the stuff they've sold you or the special stuff you've earned.
Right, but the design on Fortnite is that's where you come in anyway. Yeah. You have a default set of whatever, and you have to find everything else. So.
Yeah, a lot of it kind of feels like Strikes, and it plays faster than Elden Ring, right? You're not creeping around, being slow, tactical, about stuff. Right. It's a boss rush mode, basically.
Yeah, and it's funny that how many people out there say they want and need that, and if they don't have that nanosecond to nanosecond enjoyment, they want to bail off and do something else. I was watching the Marathon game players, and they're all keyboard and mouse Riddlin junkies who are all micro framing their rotations every second. It's like, oh my God, how can you play this?
It's
seasickening, to tell you the truth. I mean, I couldn't watch it without my eyes melting. So obviously their game experience and enjoyment is something obviously radically different than mine.
Because I think the circle they created is punishing. No matter how well you do, you then have a bad turn, you lose everything. You then have to spend currency to get back into it. You lose again, and basically the population just going to have its size every time it goes to that round. Only the best will be left in the game, which means all the opponents you play will be all really good. So, the population will shrink and shrink and shrink instead of growing and growing and growing.
What I found amazing is actually the dividing line that I did not expect to be there, and that's the proximity chat. I am so amazed that that has become the super massive divisive element in so many reviews and complaints about Marathon, where all the pro guys who are going to be playing this and all the ones evaluating it are all saying that, no, it absolutely has to be there. It can't be. It's not really a real extraction shooter if it doesn't. And I'm like, wow. So it's not even really enjoyment of the game. It's you wanting to be able to shit talk people you play with. And if that is the dynamic that you're going for, you are also a completely different type of player than I am. So that being said, of all the stuff that they're focusing on and they're doing, from what I understand from the videos, that literally Marathon itself in its current reiteration of what they're trying to do is a Tarkov ripoff pushed by one upper echelon guy.
Okay, so
that is it.
We are now 300 meters below.
Yes.
Is this the lowest point we can get?
But wait, that's not all.
Yeah, we're getting close.
Now we're on in a room with 1, 2, 3, 4 teleporters.
Have you armed the bomb yet?
I don't think we're at the bottom.
Well, I'm just saying, how far past 300 do we gotta go?
I don't know, but you want me to use the egg and we can find out?
No.
Up to you.
Because that'll take us right there.
You're driving, so you know.
Oh, yeah,
Zaldera says, I'm guessing this is some sort of Mandela effect. I swear we've played this. Well, have you played this personally? Because if we have ever played this, maybe because we did use it in an opening video before. We've used clips of this.
You ended up at the end.
Wow, that was quick.
Look at how deep we gotta go.
How deep?
3,276.8 meters below ground.
No, that is the bottom where the god is. The objective is to arm the bomb as low as we can get, but I don't necessarily think it's this. I'm not sure.
So wait a minute, we're at 300 meters of a 3,275 meter temple.
Yes, but as you might be shocked to find out, I do not think Bungie modeled a level for every 100 meters of that travel.
I hope not.
Because
it's starting to feel like it.
Well, yeah. Have we kept it? Well, considering how many levels we've gone down since the beginning, which has been what? 8 episodes? That's a long way.
At least that one headless came with me.
There you go. There's always that. Let's see. Oh, Zal says he's just been busy with life. Dude, have not we all? Oh my God. We can't even begin to tell you. I can guarantee I'll be able to tune in every stream you do. Awesome. Well, hey, there's always repeats. Don't feel like you got to be here. We love it when you are, but don't kill yourself to do so. You can always watch the reruns at your leisure.
Okay. So, Jail, did you just end up taking that teleporter too early? Is that what happened?
No, I ate the egg.
Oh, okay.
The Easter egg takes us straight to the bottom.
Right. But this is, I believe, this level leads to that level anyway. So that's why I was asking.
Oh, does it? Wait a minute. You're saying there's one teleporter that beams us 3,000 meters?
Yeah.
No, please, no, not in these hallways.
Okay, now that transport.
How are we set? How many? Is that 1, 2, 3 potions?
That's a lot. Zal's like, oh, the new Marathon? Yeah, I was disappointed it was nothing like the OG trilogy. Me too. The extraction shooter choice is an insane one.
No,
it's
like
not
I said,
based on their
hey,
history.
Free idea, guys. They can cancel that and pivot to just making a remaster of the original game.
There you go.
In the Destiny engine.
That would be my vote. And to be honest, I really wonder, has anybody replicated, what you describe as the Destiny engine? And I would say it's like the Destiny gameplay is really it. The look, the feel, the motion, the gun activity, it's all been a polished mirror shine since Destiny and Destiny 2.
People keep doing it, and then they keep canceling those games because nobody cares.
Wow.
Although again,
that's a
for
mistake.
instance, Conquered really isn't a clone of Destiny so much more of it is a clone of Overwatch.
Well, here's the funny thing, because even with the original Halo, they didn't really replicate it one-to-one in Halo 2 and 3. And I always found that really, really annoying. I thought of the Halo series, the one I enjoyed the gameplay most is still the original Halo.
Mm-hmm.
And it got better later on.
No, but that's
Reach,
why
though, wasn't that great. I think ODST was the closest.
Yeah, ODST was very good. I also like Halo 3, but I like, for instance, I always wanted Halo 1's campaign content in the Halo 3 engine.
Yes.
And you could make the argument that you really ought to be doing that in Reach, but to be honest, I kind of don't. I'm not a huge fan of the Reach loadout situation. I think they got closer to that kind of stuff being correct in Destiny, although they've now blown that out. I for a long time I couldn't figure out with Destiny, was Bungie just experimenting to find the right balance of things because nobody had done this kind of stuff with a shooter before, and they were borrowing all these elements from Diablo and World of Warcraft and other places, but nobody knew, what kind of progression systems would work best for that kind of game. And so when they were changing it, they were looking to see what the optimum was. And now it's pretty clear they just are changing it for the sake of changing it. They've literally changed it all now again. They're literally renaming the stats in Destiny just to be simpler. So that instead of having, strength that is the attribute that controls the regeneration of your melee ability, it's just called melee. And so melee, grenade, and super.
And that's why the core gameplay of the original Halo was better than the dual wielding mess that was Halo 2, because that broke so many things. And they spent forever trying to fix it. And I don't think they ever quite really pulled it off. But using the Havoc engine and using a bunch of other things, the look of it and that whole big technical snafu where everything looks washed out in dystopia brown rather than actually having decent contrast and stuff. There were all kinds of things like, well, we screwed this up and that's why it looks like ass. I never liked the look of the original Halo 2. I always thought it looked like garbage compared to the first. And I never understood why.
Because they
and then I found out it was a technical reason.
It was the lighting engine. They built it for a lighting feature that could not ship on the other Xbox. Add that to another list of the stuff where you should have delayed Halo 2 another year, launched out the Xbox 360. Halo 2 would have been better, and the Xbox 360 would have had a Halo launch title, which it didn't have. Now, the Xbox 360 did fine without Halo as a launch title, and its problems were not that it didn't have one. It was other problems.
It was the chip red ring of death bullshit.
Yeah, but still, Halo 2 would have been better at launch if they had done that.
Absolutely, and they didn't. Why?
And it would look better today because those things regardless of what they've done, they did remaster it totally, but they didn't fix those graphics. So the choice you have is new graphics that are different or old graphics that are essentially broken because all your art assets were made for a lighting model they didn't ship.
Yeah. So other than the gameplay feel being off, the lighting engine that completely was boned. So yeah, to be honest, Halo 2 for me has always been the weakest of them all.
Fair.
But the thing is that right now, even with the original Halo and that when that came to PC and then the modders got hold of it, there's all kinds of stuff, even on the third party end, that people are still messing around with today. And it makes me wonder if that 10, 20, 30 years now or whatever, someone is going to get their hands on or is somehow going to release whatever core of the original Destiny or Destiny 2 is and allow people to mod it, change it, mess with it, remake it. It's going to be harder because of the way they
built it. If people want to be able to do that, Bungie is going to have to take steps to make it possible. As it is, those are games that are going to die when they're not supported anymore because too much of the game requires external infrastructure to run.
Right, an online thing. Well, see, I'm thinking specifically from a mechanic standpoint, not so much a gameplay support and environment support aspect of it. Because what I'm thinking is that if you can transplant that core combat game shooting style that they love and adore, right? If you can transplant that into a default model of which you can then apply the world, the color, the textures, the look, the feel, the all the stuff on top of that, that to me is a winning formula. And the fact that it's been in the Tiger engine, well, great. Can't somebody just numerically replicate that in other freely available and open engines that other people have made and worked with? I mean, all these things are down to numerical values and timings and motion and feel of combat. Well, can't somebody simply replicate that recipe
but
in another engine, in UT, in something else?
Like, not entirely. Like, a lot of the basics of stuff like traversal and basic weapon functionalities, but so much of what goes on in Destiny is custom,
Well, that's what I mean. Can't we replicate the customs? I mean, it was made by one person. Can it be replicated by another? Do you know what I mean? And if that's the case, if we can replicate that literal core equation of the gunplay, and that's what everyone really talks about when they're talking about Destiny, is they're talking about the gunplay. If you can take that and say, hey, this is now my gunplay core, why can't we simply just make a newer, better games around that?
I thought that too.
I think it was a dead body. Yeah, I saw that dead body out of the corner of the screen, and I thought there was one moving on you.
It's probably a fake. Because to be honest, I would love an updated version of Halo with Destiny's, guns and mechanics and whatnot, or having a Destiny version of Halo made with a Halo skin on top of Destiny's mechanics. Because they did nail the gunplay and the motion and the feel of the game from the player's perspective. It's just the look and everything else that goes on top of it that makes it interesting and unique. And I think a Halo gameplay on the Destiny core mechanics, I think would be fantastic. I think that would improve the experience immensely. I would love to see a lighting fix for Halo 2 and see that in how it was meant to look back when it was released. And Halo 3, of course, is just, Halo 3. And that really only could use an improvement on the core design of all the free levels that everybody used to make and post and share. The mechanics for that for a controller were tough.
Superstitious or anything, but I think we're traversing a chainsaw.
or something else.
Oh? A room with just corals?
As Zal says, yeah, I guess it was just too much asked for a single player story driven FPS where you read text and get more of the story. Well, to be honest, we talked about that in a couple of episodes where the text reading could be handled by either character dialogue or even, spoken by AI voice generation.
No,
to save space.
Get that crap out.
No, get that crud off my
I would
planet.
absolutely love that. Think of all the voices that you could replicate where you could have Durandal or other AI characters speak in. I think that would be fantastic.
It's called voice actors, and they can do multiple characters at once.
Yep.
I'm gonna make a bot called Voice Actor Bot.
There you're not.
And it'll voice act everyone.
I mean, did you guys see the Darth Vader Fortnite debacle?
I heard about it. I did not actually see or hear any of it firsthand.
I saw it, and wow, that was awesome. I got to get a clip of that before it disappears from the web.
Nice dodge.
I tell you, this is why I try to practice on strafing.
Zeldara's like, oh no. See, Shane Bishop says, yeah, indies have been making shooters like OG Marathon. Yeah, a lot of them have. But the thing is that the big deal for Destiny for us was not only the multiplayer, but also we wanted to see where the story was going. And even though the Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 story design distribution was massively flawed, let down, and screwed up, we still wanted to see where it was going. And we were willing to pay an annoying premium.
By the way, Jail,
for almost 10 years to find out those answers.
We have the lead box, right?
We do have the lead box.
We do.
Is there anything in it?
Let's see. Lead box.
I would presume lead.
A ruby ring.
Oh, okay.
Examine.
Yeah, go ahead. It just occurred to me. Double click the ring to put it in. I don't know. When you have a convenient save, maybe put that on just to see what it does. I was wondering, like, hey, is the bomb going to irradiate you if you don't put it in the lead box while you carry it? I was just wondering if there was a gotcha I didn't know about.
Oh,
Well, I mean, if it was going to irradiate us, why didn't they put one in a radiation-proof box to begin with?
well, if it was irradiating us, wouldn't our
Because
health be going down?
gameplay.
Yeah, but
gameplay.
wouldn't it be affecting us?
All right, let's put this sucker on. I did save,
Okay.
so
I would think there would be some kind of indicator if that was the case, Narc.
Ruby ring worn. Well,
Maybe we turn invisible.
doesn't
I don't know. I
seem
think
like
they
it
could see me.
has.
Oh, or worse, we become more fashionable and now we're a mugging target.
Maybe it's just treasure.
Well, it didn't appear to be treasure, and I haven't come across treasure you can wear yet. Well, actually, that's not true. The necklace I could wear. I don't think I could wear a gold bar. Yeah, they're
Well, you
really starting
could, it
to
just-
mess with me about these bodies.
It would
This
be
is
so
clearly a new
heavy.
area I've
Can
never
you imagine
been to.
trying to wear a gold bar somewhere on your
I can
neck,
imagine quite a bit.
in your pocket?
Earthquake
a
zone,
chain.
where you pick up the lead box, you gain 2 points and increase your treasure value by 38,000. Based on the view worth of the amethyst ring, we might conclude that the ruby ring is also worth 1 point and $38,000 in treasure.
Cool. Now,
We got
I'm more
bodies.
worried about survival at this
Oh,
point.
and
I really
there's a
haven't
potion or
considered
something.
treasure.
There's a potion-like
Priority.
object there. Bottle. Directly in
Are we
front of you.
supposed to
An
get out of
HE
this with a lot of money
magazine.
in our pockets?
I'm gonna start steering that. Oh, darn it!
It's too bad you can't prioritize these in a list. Oh wait,
Let's see,
can you change the folder names?
I'm sure I can. Let's see.
No.
Let me.
I don't think so.
High explosive AK-47 magazine.
Oh yeah, that's HE ammo. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna start that. Okay, so that doesn't look like a blue potion because it's twirling.
No, it's something else.
All right, let's see.
I think you want to pick it up, though.
I picked it up.
Ornate
Now is-
glass vial.
Oh,
Is that a
no.
fake dead body or is that a real one?
This is what the Nazis were looking for.
Oh, right.
The glass vial. He told
Yeah.
you about the vial?
Yes,
I will
yes,
kill
yes.
him.
Reminds me, I gotta watch The Keep.
Seems to glow. Its seal is broken and the glass is cracked. Appears to be empty. So
Somebody used it.
somebody used it already, whatever it was.
Dun dun dun.
Okay, so we got two bodies here. Let's see. Yellow, yellow, yellow.
No, I am your father.
Oh. I think the ruby ring made the power charge go quicker.
Did it?
Really?
Mm-hmm. Did
Okay.
it make that noise?
Oh, well, here's the person who drank. Here's the person who opened the vial. Uncorking that vial was the biggest mistake I ever made in my life, which didn't last
Great.
much longer, I'm guessing. So vial, mistake, name, death, as usual. Old man said it contained the trapped spirit of some powerful being. I didn't know how right he was. Being. I know something appeared when I opened the bottle, but I don't know what it was. I hardly got a glimpse of it. Oh, it's a genie. We let a gin
I was
out
gonna
of the
say.
bottle.
Deca says correction. Somebody dropped and spilled it. Nobody got to use it.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so
Did
name
he
and
rub it 3 times?
name and death.
But he said he uncorked it. And he said that was
And
the
then
biggest mistake of his life.
most likely dropped it. Name,
Oh, sorry.
name, death, whatever. Couldn't wait to find out what was inside. The old man told me it was powerful. My name is Javier. Okay, so that's Javier. That's Carlos over there without his head.
Oh. Who's Carlos?
Carlos never wanted to come. I'm totally responsible for his death. And the others too.
Phrasing.
What was it? Pedro?
Pedro. Juan and Pedro both died far above us. It's all my fault. I'm guessing this guy was leading the operation, but then they say an old man said this. So did they have somebody with them, or was it part of their group? Gold. We took the gold key from a dead body far above us, but we never found the gold door which it opened.
I did.
Yeah, we did. But we had to go back to get it.
So they took the key from a Nazi, and now they get. So I haven't searched this guy yet. He probably has the key. Let's see, key.
Does that mean we have to backtrack?
Probably.
Okay, so what is there anything else you want me to ask him, Narc?
No.
All right.
That seems like everything obvious.
There's no extra funny dialogue.
Well, let me take a look.
Well, hold, I asked about the old man.
He was a friend's grandfather. When he was young, a group of Germans camped near his village and he spied on them. Okay, so that's the connection. They knew to come down here because they spied on the Germans when they were here. They were looking for this vial that killed me. He stole their maps and copied them. He gave them to us 40 years later. All right, so it clearly sets the timeline. We know the Nazis came first and these guys came after and the Americans and us came last. We already pretty much knew that, but.
And they copied it and returned it so the Nazis would continue on their way.
Yep.
Let's see. Anything else?
Let me see. Okay, Javier.
I asked about the maps.
Germans, old man, gold key.
He played knickknacks.
Gemstone.
Wait.
Oh, ring. Ask him about the ring.
I got new dialogue here, Narc.
Oh, the maps I had have rotted by now. They were mostly useless anyway, but they told us the only way to escape. Escape then. The German's note said the only way to open the exit is at the base of the pyramid was with an alien gemstone.
So type in like ruby or yeah.
The stone is at the bottom of the pyramid's dungeons. We never found it. Okay.
Good to know.
Okay, so.
All right, I think.
So we know that there's one other item we need before we can leave. I guess the only question is, do we have to get it before we set the bomb and run out to use the beacon? So you have to have the beacon. We have to have the bomb. We have to have the code. We have all that, but now we need the gemstone too.
To get out.
Yeah.
Ask him about the ring. Does he know anything about the ruby ring?
We got that on a different level. We only just put it on now. Yeah, he doesn't.
I asked for ruby and ring, and he got nothing.
No. Nothing. Okay.
Yeah, and that seems to be all the script.
Well, see, I wasn't sure if they were all level only or level specific.
All right, searching. There's the golden key.
Oh, did you type in genie? And he's got the high explosive ammo.
You have scored 35 of 41 points.
Do we know what specific targets are better with HE ammo as opposed to the standard?
I think well, I'm gonna guess the nightmares are invulnerable to everything but the armor piercing. So I think the high explosives are dead.
Well,
on that
the
front.
high explosive grenades work on them, although again, it's not known whether that's a bug or not.
Yeah, I can't talk to this guy. He has no head.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay,
maybe
so
we have to
even
find
a corpse needs a head if you want to talk to him. Good to know.
Save and
so where to now?
I got okay. So the blue potions are good. Sabots are good. No. Start getting that in there. Can I rest? Nope. Oh, in this corner here. It seems to be peaceful. Oh, it can't because I'm poisoned. Thankfully, I got these. Gonna start stocking up on this Okay, good. I'm moving on. Black Star,
Mm-hmm.
close all the hatches behind me. I'm moving on.
It's funny. I was reading that on one of like the top like 300 film lists of all time recently. That was up near the top 20 or 30 or something. Oh, have you watched the play yet? I've been meaning to watch the play.
I have not watched the play.
I heard it's really, really good.
I've never heard of the play. What is it?
Well, oh, you haven't? Oh, geez, it's on YouTube. There was this, I think it was a high school.
Oh, the play of Alien that Sigourney
Yes.
Weaver was.
Yes, that she actually showed up and they
Yes.
did a whole big thing and whatnot. And the production value is supposed to be like spectacular. And it was a massively huge hit. And they ended up putting the entire thing out on YouTube. So I've been looking to get that. I have
That
it
is
in my
just-
watch later
That
list.
sounds adorable.
Doesn't it? And I watched a little bit of it and it looks like it's going to be an absolute treat. So. Oh, in fact, to let you know, yes, I did in fact acquire the keep. I'm going to go watch that at some point. So I'll know what you and Nark are talking about.
What exactly by acquire do you mean? Did you
May have been
I
this
just-
may have been oversold.
Dude, I've been looking at that stupid VHS tape on the wall in Video Revolutions for like 20 years. So I've picked up and looked at the box, I don't know how many times, and never rented or watched it. And I think I've seen all of maybe 30 seconds to a minute of it on some late night TV show, and maybe 30 seconds or so in a YouTube video on somebody talking about it. That is my
What the-
total exposure.
did I
Black crystal? Okay.
a black crystal?
Does it okay, yeah, it doesn't say what it does.
Want me to test it on an enemy?
No, I mean I know what it does, but I wanna
Is it from Europe? Does it need an
You need
adapter?
an adapter.
Okay, this is the okay, so there were several enemies up to now that we had to find a way to bypass. So for instance, we were
Arnie?
yeah, exactly. The purple mutant we had to run away from. The green oozes we tricked by poisoning ourselves. The sentinels we were using the earthquake crystal on. This one is good for all of those, and the effect it has is petrify.
Neat.
Oh.
But I'm guessing also, like the others, yeah, it has limited charges.
And I assume that's not a cedar box replicant option either.
It starts with, by the way, there's a table here on the site that also gives the charges on each crystal, like how much charge it has, how much it increases by when it regenerates, and how much is the total that it's allowed. So basically, I think the black one starts with 10 charges. When it recharges, it goes up by 1. Its maximum is 20.
Okay.
And so when the recharge rate of the like when the crystal recharges, its recharge rate increases. When it recharge rate increases to a set limit, the crystal breaks.
Right.
So,
Ah! We're
so-
here.
oh hell, okay. Well, we didn't want to do that. I don't think. Or maybe we do. I don't know if we wanted to save the finale for next time, given that we're coming up
This-
on time here.
This is. Oh my goodness. We're at 3,270.
Yeah,
We're
so basically
here.
we were at 300 meters, and the teleporter brings us the other 2,700.
Oh dear.
But we need the gemstone. And of course, now we
Okay.
had the ammunition to survive this room now. We didn't have before. Although there are more rooms and they get worse.
Hey, Narc.
Yeah.
Do you think it's possible that this thing here is the thing that came out of the vial? It looks like a genie.
I would be surprised.
Maybe. I mean, it would make sense.
It looks like an early compiler, to tell you the truth.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It kind of does. It's the red-shouldered silhouette,
and well,
the
blue
glow
circle.
Yeah, and the crystals in the center. Yeah.
There's so
Could
much
that be the
DNA
gemstone?
in later titles, you know.
That would make it hard to get out.
To answer your question, Jail. Yeah, no, the Keep's free on YouTube. You can watch it on.
Yeah, I know.
on
He was
YouTube.
the one who told us about that.
I have the
That's where I watched
4K release from Vinegar.
I don't think 4K is going to do anything for this. I could be wrong, but
Okay. Bishop says you'll get the gemstones soon. I think we just have to explore around to find it.
I don't think
But-
it's
but
worth
I'm thinking
mailing.
But I'm thinking we're holding that off for next time because we're coming up on time here.
But hey,
look at-
you wanna mail Lion in Winter? I'm all for that one. If you want to mail that,
Do you want to look around for a save? Because otherwise we'll have to redo that room, right?
yeah, I would save.
Okay, sure. Let's see. Where I can't really do anything.
There may
with
not
this
be any, there
guy.
may not be any saves in the fight. If this is the final level, there may not be any saves.
Okay,
Really?
so what's in this? Let's maybe we'll go into a different room here. Nope.
No, it's just there. If I remember
Yeah, there's
correctly,
this
all
one.
the rooms on this level are like that. They all just have him in the center, surrounded by a bunch of
enemies.
and they escalate so that each room you go to is worse than the last one.
Yeah, and they're just
Great.
ammo wasters. That's all really they're there for.
Okay, so I'll just go through this until I die, and we'll call that a night.
Sounds like
Okay.
a plan.
Fair enough.
Ah! No, I don't want to die of these. Leave me alone.
Oh
you
yeah, these need a crystal, right?
Oh.
It's
Okay,
like
well-
ants.
My
Okay.
run, my glorious run, and the things that stopped me when I was a kid from playing this game have undone me again.
Really? That's what stopped you from playing?
I didn't know how
Oh,
to
yeah.
kill them when I was
They
a
were
kid.
they were immune, and the game was obtuse about letting you know how it is you were supposed to
Oh.
attack them, because basically it's all just trial and error of whatever it is you're doing.
Well, isn't that what old gameplay is them being
Yeah.
obtuse?
Trial and error. Okay, so we have arrived 3,000 meters below ground. We have the bomb, we have the radio beacon, we have a black crystal. We just need an alien gemstone, and we can wrap up Pathways into Darkness
Woohoo!
by Bungie
So
in 1993.
hopefully next week will be the last week then.
Yeah, good chance, yeah.
Fingers crossed. Okay, anybody want to say anything before we bail?
This has been amazing.
We should be. Oh, is that the wait? There we go. So we'll be
Ta-da.
planning on being back next Saturday at 2 p.m. Hopefully for the
Same
finale of Pathways to
Bat
Darkness.
time, same bat channel. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. We hope to catch all of you next time. Thanks for watching.
Bye bye.